everybody, and welcome to another live stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. I am Johnny Chiodini. That is me. What are we painting today? Oh my good... Why is it? It's really focusing on this. The autofocus is on. My face is here. My eyes are up here. What are we painting today? Whole bunch of shit. We've got a lot to get through today, but I'm confident we're going to do it because we are going to be painting, to start out with, a dozen pigs. So I've got, as you can see here, these little teeny tiny pigs. These are all metal. I've got 12 of them, and I'll explain exactly why I've got exactly a dozen of them very shortly. They've got cute little tails. They've got some exposed metal where I apparently failed to prime them properly. So we're going to paint those up. They shouldn't take very long. After that, we're going to base them. And then we've got some other models here that we're going to base, which I'll explain in a moment, which I also need to paint over with Lamian Medium because they've gone very shiny and I don't want them to be. And then finally, we're going to paint from start to finish some creepy cursed horses, like this one here, with the rider hanging on the side. We've got this horse here, which has a trumpeter on the front and a swordman on the back. No tail, just a bum hole. And then we've got this horse with its perfectly normal head, and its rider with their perfectly normal head. And then finally we've got this horse, which is sort of mushroomy, and I can't actually, to be honest with you, it looks like something out of Horizon Zero Dawn. What is all of this in aid of? Why have I pivoted from painting, let's face it, Blood Bowl models week in, week out, and occasionally nuns, to painting this nightmarish stuff? Firstly, Cheerful Spider's done a super chat saying, "Uh-oh, here comes Truffle," which is very, very good. I'm painting models for a game called Turnip28. What is Turnip28? It is a war game. It's set basically in the Napoleonic era, but in sort of a ruined land where the only thing to eat are like turnip roots. But also when you eat these weird roots, they mutate you a little bit, and there aren't enough to go around, so people fight over them. Basically, you have your army, you've got units, and they are either called fodder, brutes, or chaff, and then their leaders are called snobs. And you've got one leader, which is like the main leader of your army, and that's called a toff, and then the other snobs in your army are called toadies. And basically, everyone is terrible at everything. You issue an order, and the chances for them to shoot accurately are very, very low, or to hit people accurately with their weapons are super low. Every single soldier is kind of inept. And worse, when you give an order, that unit has to roll a die, a d6, and if you roll a 1, they've blundered, which can be fairly simple. It can mean that, say, you don't move as far in your turn, or it could mean that your soldiers get hungry and start eating each other. So the other day I was playing a game of this, and I had 4 models left in a unit, and I needed them to charge to take a point to basically win me the game. And one of them ate the other 3. Thankfully, he didn't eat himself, which is a possibility, but it was pretty close. I did end up losing that game in the end, but never mind. So anyway, that is sort of the broad idea of Turnip28. But there are also cults in Turnip28, and these are different flavours of army. You may remember, like a year ago, I was building this thing, which is like a horrifying turnip carriage thing. That's called a root shrine, which is sort of the cult I thought I wanted to take, but I've changed my mind because, number one, I no longer like how it works, and number two, there's one where you have what's called a swineherd. So at the start of the game, this is where the pigs come in, you have a unit of 4 pigs. Well, I'm not reading out that comment, but I have seen it, and it is quite something. Also, I know I've got 2 super chats to get to, and I will get to them, but I just need to explain the pigs. You start off with 4 pigs in your herd, and they run around the map, but anytime they successfully make a dangerous terrain test, let's say anytime they cross a river but they manage to do it successfully, you get to add a pig. So by the end of it, you can have up to 12 pigs rampaging around on the battlefield and smashing up the other units. They're not allowed to take objectives. They're just pigs rampaging. But they're kind of like porcine berserkers. And I think that's so fascinating and so fun that I immediately decided, there's the 12th pig, that I wanted to build a swineherd. So we're going to paint those up today. That's what we're starting out with. And then we'll get to the rest of the army. If we get through absolutely everything, I don't know why I'm talking as if I'm bribing a child. If you're very, very good and we paint absolutely everything, we will need to... I'm going to start kit bashing together a gun crew for this cannon, which I assembled this morning. It's a really useful unit, but it needs some gunners alongside it, and it needs to look a bit grimmer than it already does. So that is the plan for today's stream. Now, superb chats. I've got a super chat from Nick and Jay saying, started prepping for Blaze in the Dark. This is massive info for the DM to manage. Advice, don't bother learning everything about the world and don't bother introducing the entire world to them. If you look in the book, you'll notice the first score it suggests for your group of scoundrels is tiny. It can be as much as there are some people selling drugs on this corner, get rid of them, like chase them off. So you only need to absorb a very small information and only need to give a small amount of information to your players. You can grow with the game. You don't have to be encyclopedic off the bat. And also, you'll notice the details on the gangs are actually quite light. So you could just give everyone the information. You know, like you could give them the opportunity to look in the book themselves and be like, if they're like, who are the crows? You could be like, oh, let's have a look at the crows, and you read out what it is. And you know, there's secret information about every faction in Blazing the Dark. You don't have to give them that, and their characters don't have to know that. So basically, don't try and learn it off by heart. There's no point. And Megan M has started early with the super stickers. There is a pear, which, as you probably know, is a piece of fruit with a distinctive shape, pear shape, if you will. This one is possessed of arms and legs and a face. And it seems to be quite excited. It's kind of like geeing itself up, and then it's thrusting a thumb towards the camera, the screen, I suppose, in a supportive sort of gesture, as if to say, be not afraid, I am a sentient piece of fruit, but I mean you well. And may I just say, Megan M, thank you very much. It's a relief that I am not in danger from that pear. Thank you very much for your support. So, anyway, listen up, babes, because it's time to get our first brush out. This is a Rock Ninja. I no longer know what size this is because it's come off the handle. It's scratched off. But as you can see, it's kind of a well-worn synthetic brush. This isn't a precision tool, which is great. Because all we're going to do is start slapping paint onto these little pigs. So there we go. And Talman has done a super chat saying, Johnny promised a reward for finishing the pigs. It was on the stream. It's canon. Very good, Talman. That is an excellent gag. And Mancoy's done a super chat saying, dissertation defense later today. So thanks for the stream to keep me from getting too anxious while waiting for it. You, Oxboxer, and the Skelly Pals are all thanked in my acknowledgements. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. And good luck. I can imagine that's quite a nerve-wracking thing, but I'm sure you'll absolutely smash it. So, very best of luck to you. Goodness me, that feels like a lot. Right, so 10 minutes in, and we're just putting our first paint on the palette, which is kind of par for the course, to be honest with you. We always kind of ease ourselves in gently into these streams, don't we? So, whoops. This is Vallejo model colour, matte black. It is great, as opposed to Abaddon Black from Citadel, which is bad. Basically, these pigs are going to be quite quick to paint, I reckon. Nick Jeffries on a super chat saying, "Hi Johnny, have just started playing Slay the Spire. Thank you, PS Plus. I'm loving it. Have you played it? Have you any tips or tactics? Help. I have never played it, I'm afraid. I'm aware that I would love it. I've been told that much many a time. But no, I've never played it. So, tips and tactics. Don't panic. Keep a grip on your controller. Slay that spire. That's about all I've got for you, I'm afraid. Sorry. So, right. Very simple paint job. We're just going to start slapping paint onto this pig. Don't have to be too neat because the whole idea behind Turnip is that it's very muddy and it's very grim. And so you don't need to be superbly exact. So, let's sort of put paint up to here-ish. And then we're going to pick it up here again on the head, which may give you an idea of the exact breed of pig we're going to be emulating in today's colour scheme. Which I think is a Gloucester spot pig? Whichever one that has a sort of pink saddle and pink front legs. It's going to be sort of this deal. Here, and get that belly. And, oh yeah, we're going to smash through these today, I reckon. Because, I'll tell you what, I'll show you a couple of my completed turnip models. You may remember some of these from a previous stream, but this is sort of an example of how they look when they're done. Covered in mud, just sort of weirdly haunted. This is one of my Gloucestershire Old Spot. Thank you, Chaos. This is one of my snobs. They're kind of like beekeepers, not beeple before anyone starts. Beekeepers. So these are meant to. They're not meant to look neat and clean and tidy. So we don't have to be super exact with our paint job here, which is great. Jack Wood has summed it up perfectly, saying, Turnip28, the game for making horrible little wrong-uns. Exactly. And it's bloody delightful. I think it's hilarious, but it's also a very good war game. So, yeah, it's nice. So how was everyone's weekend? I hope you're all very well. Mine was fine. I did some primo napping, as per usual. Yesterday I played my first ever game of Kill Team. That was fun. Chaos says, how did you get on with the teams of Kill? It's good. The rulebook is not my friend, but that's kind of just the way it is with Games Workshop rulebooks, it feels like. But we got into the meat of it pretty quickly. I think if there was anywhere I was let down, it was by my own lack of knowledge about how my kill team worked. But I managed to squeak a win, so, you know. I enjoyed it. I look forward to playing more. And you know what? I'm actually kind of looking forward to just going back and reading everything about my kill team and working out how to use it. Kind of like, you know when you were a kid and you just had an annual of something that you'd read and reread and reread? Like, you'd have a codex and you just pore over it constantly, knowing that you never have these models and you never play with it, but it was just fun to imagine. That kind of thing. Mark Kerman says those tower complex at first. Yeah, I realised I deployed almost all of my kill team with engage orders, and we were playing defence, so I should have deployed them concealed and just marker lights on everyone, but I didn't. But I now know that's my plan. Cedric Keeney has done a super chat saying, hi Johnny, first time catching a stream live in a long time because I got a new job. Passing it along because you're just so dang amazing and helped me to calm down while I was looking. Cedric, I'm so glad that you got the job and that it's been keeping you busy. I hope you really enjoy it. Thank you very much for the kind words and for the super chat. And welcome back. It's very nice to see you. I tell you what, actually, the past, because I haven't really been streaming the past week, pretty much all of my time has been taken up by hobbying and painting turnip, because I've just needed to. Sorry, I'm just getting pinged by someone, but it's all fine. Yes, it has been nice to just paint horrible little men for a few days. And nap. Mostly napping. Luke Empthius says, I started playing Stardew Valley again and it was great. I forgot how much I love that game. But now I have 3 weeks to finish writing 11,200 words for my uni assignment. Send help. Oof, okay. 3 weeks for that much is doable. You're going to be up against it, but it's doable. I think you need to build yourself a little timeline of when you're going to get bits done. Because the last thing you want is to go like, oh, that assignment's finally finished. Now to start another one the day before. Like, speaking as somebody who did a lot of essays in one day at uni, just be kind to yourself and just give yourself that little bit more time. Easier said than done. I'm sure if younger me were listening, they'd be laughing and being like, I've got this in the bag. But 3 weeks is all right. It's not proper panic time yet. The Nice Switch says, that feel when nap, with a smiley face. I know, right? Amancy Island Fishing Club says, hey Johnny, I'm a teacher now and I'm very tired. Oof, I can imagine. What a great profession, though. Like, underappreciated, but obviously extremely vital. And you have a chance rather to make such an impact on people's lives. So I hope it's going really well. And I hope they haven't given you any weird nicknames or pointed something out that's very cruel that you didn't know about yourself. So my Brooft has done a super chat saying, hey Johnny, started DMing a new group from OXSC Discord, Outside Xbox Super Club Discord. Any advice on creating a new setting for that lot? Also got exams in a few weeks, sigh. My advice would be, find a setting you already like, borrow what you want from it. You've got other things going on right now. The last thing you need to do is throw yourself headlong into a homebrew from scratch. Find a universe that you like, borrow liberally from it, add in elements from another one if you fancy. Like, it's for a homebrew game. You don't need to worry about being a completely original Hugo Award winning author / world builder / creator. God, is this the time of the year where I start telling all the Skelly pals to knuckle down and study? But, mate, 3 weeks to your exams. Now is not the time to start building your own version of Westeros or whatever. But obviously, everyone, it's important to let your brains recharge. Don't push yourselves too hard when studying, because otherwise it won't go in and you'll just get yourself tired and stressed. B Reynolds 376 says, I took Dragon Age and basically pulled the entire world for my first campaign that finished recently. There you go. Bang. Jack Wood says, essays must be done at 2 a.m. on the deadline day with Bamboleo being blasted at full volume. I had a lot of 2 a.m. finishes on the day of essay deadlines at uni, but not once did I think to blast Bamboleo. What a cracking idea. Which reminds me, I'm wearing headphones, but I don't actually have any music on yet. Let's fix that, shall we? Great. CookieCat94 says, recharge, what's that? Yasmin Worry says, I'm stressed. Are we all a little bit up against it at the minute, lovely skeleton pals? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from chat today. And that's totally understandable and totally fine. I mean, God knows I just took some time off because I was not doing well, so Argenta has done a super chat saying, will you be using the Make Look Good water on the pigs? Definitely not hogwash. I will, yes. Dark Absol Writer says, I think it's assessment/assignment season. Hermit Prime says yes. Yasmin Worry says yes. Skull and Boots says, I start a new job next week. I'm more than a little nervous. Sean Carr says, very much so. I'm thinking about giving myself a mini writing retreat. I've been thinking about one of those, Sean. The Cat Badger says, yes, it's yes to the it's rough right now vibe. Nathaniel Levy says, yes, life is winning and stress is building. All right, everyone. Well, let's try and turn some of that shit around on this here stream, shall we? Got a couple of super chats to read, but then I have a plan, or at least the kernel of an idea. KDM is on a super chat saying, hey Johnny, I'm starting to head up a project at my game studio, and your lovely calming painting and chat is just a thing for the chaos of work. Thanks for being you. That's wonderful, and congrats on the projects at your game studio. I hope it goes really, really well, and you have a great time with it. I don't know if this is your, billionth or your first, but either way, I wish you all the best with it. Alison Vassabar has done a super chat saying, hey Johnny, feels like it's been a while since I caught a live stream. Glad to be here today. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you, I'm feeling a lot better. Not all the way better, but considerably less toilet than I was, which is very, very good. To the extent where I feel like, wrenching the conversation back around to it, I can at least provide people with a bit of a distraction for a couple of hours if they need it. Also, let's talk. Let's talk self-care tips, and by self-care, I do not mean the kind of cutesy, popularized, highly Instagrammable, highly lucrative version, which is go buy yourself something, you need a treat, and you deserve it. Let's buy you a candle and let's go take a bath. Because self-care comes in all shapes and sizes. And sometimes that can include not accomplishing the thing you set out to do because you realise it's not right for you or that you're better off without it. Will, for example, says, reiterating, dropping out fucking sucks, but you still have value without a degree. Failing an exam is not failing as a person. And I think that is an extremely good point. Like, obviously, this isn't me pointing down the barrel of the camera and saying, hey, if you're watching this, you need to drop out. Far from it. I think what you're doing is a fantastic thing. It's also phenomenally stressful. Like, I really enjoyed doing my degree, and I met some people who I'm still friends with now, and etc., etc. But it was also remarkably stressful, and I think just the fact that everyone I was hanging out with was in the same boat kind of made me feel like it wasn't meant to be stressful, and that if I was finding it stressful, I was somehow failing, which is nonsense. Like, you know how you'll see those posts where people say that they get older and they realise that no one has their shit together and everyone is winging it. It's true, but it's also true of uni. Like, there are those people who are just that self-disciplined that they do knuckle down and they get everything done, and it looks like they sail to the top of the class without even trying. But like, those people are honestly such a rarity, and also basically comparing yourself to them or compare yourself to anyone else is not worth it. I can't remember the quote's origin, but comparison is the thief of joy, I think, is something I've seen quoted before. Black Shield Forge has done a super chat, just breaking in briefly. Hey all, not returned from Iron and Fire today. Recovering from my first ever LARP over the weekend. Taking the day to get the saw joint sorted, lol. Amazing. I mean, I know that a lot of machines these days are automated, but when you're a blacksmith and you come back from a LARP with sore limbs, that must have been a decent LARP, right? That sounds great fun. I'm glad you had a good time, and that you are taking time out. Wait, we're getting back on track. To care for yourself. So, like, I think one of the most important parts of self-care is it's not about little indulgences. It's about being honest with yourself and knowing what you can and can't take on and what is and isn't reasonable for yourself. And, you know, sometimes self-care is going, I need an afternoon off from this. I need to lie down on the floor and I just need to focus on my breathing and I need to distance myself from my work for a bit, right? But sometimes self-care is also being hard with yourself and going, I need to get this much done because if I don't, then it's only going to be worse for myself later down the line. So it really is all about balance, right? Because you are not a machine. You cannot get up and study for 15 hours and then go back to sleep and get up and do it all again solidly. Like it is counterproductive, if anything. But also, you're not a party machine. And sometimes you do need to go, all right, it's going to suck to deprive myself of these things, or, you know, this experience or this thing I really want to do, or, you know, like, my God, I'd love to just have a duvet day, but I will feel better if I get some work done. Sometimes self-care is actually pushing yourself to do the thing that is shit and hard, you know? The Nice Switch says, I am Andrew WK. Claire de Bear says, I'm a love machine. One thing I did, and now this does actually veer quite closely to like, oh my God, babe, self-care is a macaron, and it's like hashtag live, laugh, love. But I found toward the end of my degree very, very, very difficult, like really stressful. So what I did was I got a little shoebox and I would put some things in it. Like, I mean, this will age me. I put a copy of Fallout 3 in there. And I put a nice notebook that I wanted to write in there. And I put a book that wasn't related to my course that I wanted to read in there. But also I just wrote down some things I wanted to do that I promised myself I could do. Like, I promised myself I could go to Greenwich and just wander around and go to the museums, which, you know, apart from travel, is free. You know, like, there were little promises I was making to myself. And like building toward the time straight after I finished my degree, because I think when you are building up to exams or, you know, deadlines or whatever, it's easy to imagine it's easy to convince yourself that's the only thing in the world, the only thing left to care about, which A, you know, can be really bleak, but B, like, once it's done, you can feel a bit listless and you immediately start wondering if it was all worth it. But, like, I personally found having a plan for the time afterwards really useful. And part of that plan was, like, doing other things to which I had to apply myself. The notebook was meant to be there so I would get some other work done, but work I wanted to do. And, like, basically, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that, like, internalizing the idea that these exams or, you know, this deadline or what have you, like, that is not the be all and end all. Like, there'll be a day after that, you know? So anyway, you know, like, that's my take on things. Obviously, I am not a mental health professional. I'm barely in anything professional, really, if you think about it on balance. But yeah, basically, my point is, be kind to yourself, be realistic with yourself, and when you need to, be stern with yourself. That's kind of my takeaway from that. Right. Simon Bruft has done a super chat saying, I do have the MCM live show and trip to CERN to look forward to after exams. Find what you like. Thank you for being you, this chat, and all you do. There you go. I mean, a trip to CERN sounds amazing. Not that an MCM live show doesn't sound great, but obviously I don't want to self-aggrandise too much. But too much, they said. I mean, I'm up for a bit of self-aggrandising. Thank you very much for the super chat, Soma. I look forward to seeing you at the live show. If it's my live show you're talking about. God, that could be embarrassing. Anyway, Stefan MD has done a super chat saying, "Hi Johnny, glad you're feeling better. Really missed the weekly God of War playthrough considering I'm feeling like toilet since Saturday night and afraid I got COVID finally. Too tired to get a swab test until tomorrow." Oh, Stefan, I really hope it's not COVID, and I wish you a swift recovery. Either way, yeah, I'm sorry that God of War's been on pause. I simply haven't had the mental capacity to record the next episodes of Preston and Chiodini for the last 2 weeks. I'm back on form now, so it will resume this week. But yeah, it's simply not been viable to get them done. So thank you for your understanding. I'm sorry it's come at a bad time for you, but yeah. Oh, Kira Cox is in chat. Says, "Hi Johnny, haven't caught the stream in a while, but want to say hi. Hello, we're painting pigs. These ones, at least, will be adorable, but they will be part of a terrible, dreadful, nasty army." Nick Jeffrey is on Super Chat saying, "I saw a weird thing the other day, a sports car containing a young sheep in swimwear. I'm not sure what type, but think it was a Lamborghini." Oof. Wow. Ouch. That's oofed. Thank you, Nick. I think. Lamborghini. Talking of this week, actually, and producing stuff for youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini, which is, after all, what I do. I'm not streaming on Thursday this week. I will be streaming on Wednesday, so the day after tomorrow. The reason being, I'm getting tattooed on Thursday, and it would be weird if I streamed that. So yeah, I'll do it on Wednesday instead. Sod it. Gonna play some more Forgotten City, as promised last week, and then didn't materialise. Was it last week? Time is so weird. The Nice Witch says, "Whoa, Johnny's going to stream the film the day after tomorrow." That's right, Nice Witch. It's going to be really great. I've never seen it. Those of you asking what tattoo I'm getting more work done on the piece on my back, basically. It's a work in progress. But really, aren't we all? Pigs. What time is it? We've only been going. We've only been painting for 23 minutes. And we've done the black base coat on all but 3 pigs, which is great. So then we'll go in with some pink. We'll shade them. We'll do a little bit of grey in there to break up the black a bit. But then we'll be on to the next bit, which is slapping a bunch of mud all over them. I reckon we'll get through quite a lot of turnip today, actually. Danilla Dragon has done a super chat saying, "A small thanks for you being you, brackets, and the LSPs being themselves." You know what? They're a lovely bunch, aren't they? It is very nice to have a community to chat to that is just like really nice, but also really understanding about these things. And the fact that, you know, we can pick up, as long as we can pick up, you know, like we pick up on a vibe that everyone's a little bit on edge at the minute, we can just chat about it in a way that isn't weird or memey or toxic or, you know, judgmental. It means a lot, to be honest. Luke F says, "Johnny, have you watched This Flag Means Death?" Oh, our Flag Means Death? Is that the Taika Waititi thing? No, I haven't seen it yet. But I've heard great things. I just basically I've not been watching things in ages. I don't tend to watch very much anyway, so it's on the list alongside the 50 billion other things that I really ought to watch. But I will get around to it, I assume, because I just keep hearing good things about it. Jack Wood says, "Oh God, not the pig dairy conversation again." Oh no. Who's talking about Cheerful Spider says pigs are mammals, yes, there's such a thing as pig cream. Have we talked about milking pigs on this channel before. Basically, the yield isn't enough to make it economically viable. I have looked into this before. Why can't you get pig milk? You just don't get enough to make it worthwhile, according to capitalism. Which is why pigs are sort of just reared for meat, really. So there you go. Did you know that pigs, when they have piglets, like each piglet attaches to a nipple and starts to feed, and then that's their teat. Piglets naturally tend to go for the same one, which means that they're not fighting all the time. But this can be disadvantageous to some pigs, because the further down the pig's abdomen you go, the less milk comes through. So the ones that feed closer to the sow's head tend to grow bigger and stronger, and the ones toward the back tend to be a bit weaker and smaller. So, you know, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. In this life, you have to think carefully about which nipple you're going to suck. Nick and Jay says, now that the world is slowly returning to normal, will you ever make it to the States? Yeah, I mean, I've certainly imagine I'll go to the States again. It's just a matter of sort of when and what for. Because, like, if we're talking sort of work appearance things, then I don't. It's gonna be a while. I need to think carefully about it, because previously, when I was going to the States like 4 or 5 times a year. I was going to things like E3, and I was going to PAX a lot. But that's because I was working for the company that also runs PAX, to be honest. So they were covering airfare and accommodation and stuff like that. So, like, basically, I think if I'm going to the States for work, it needs to be something very much worthwhile, if that makes sense. It needs to be the right project, basically. Claire de Bear says, Johnny, are you streaming next Monday on the 2nd of May? Just so I know how to plan my day. Let loose the hogs of war. It's my Chinese sign. Oh, your zodiac sign. Yes, but watch this space, because it's a bank holiday on Monday in the UK, which may mean that I've met up with some friends the day before. I might be feeling a little hungover. We haven't nailed down plans yet, but it's possible I won't be streaming. I will let you know as soon as I do, basically. Okay. Emma Benton says, I haven't even had my coffee and we're already talking about nipples. Yup. I mean, we already mentioned buttholes earlier. It was a passing mention. But Claire de Bear says, okay, I'll pencil you in then. Thanks, Claire de Bear. Kira Cox says, congrats, Johnny, you have made it into my D&D Discord's unrelated quotes without context, where we type random shit we hear. Oh, excellent. I wonder what it was I said. I think it's a perfectly good creed to live by. Gotta think carefully about what nipple you're popping in your gob. That's just sense, to be perfectly honest. Jack Wood says, is the horse definitely a horse, or is it a shapeshifter? It's a horse. Obviously a horse. It's part of a cavalry unit. You can't be part of a cavalry unit if you're not a horse. What a strange question. Oh, did I miss a super chat? Yes, I did. Sven Hanneman is on a super chat saying, shout out to the LSP Discords who were absolute superstars this morning, and thank you for creating a home to this lovely bunch of skeleton pals. You are very welcome. Thanks to them for making it such a nice and welcoming place, to be perfectly honest. Like I could do this all day long, and it wouldn't mean anything if there was nobody here to sort of, well, if there was no community, the community wouldn't mean anything, like, I cannot take the credit for it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just grateful for it, really. I'm also done with the base coats on the pigs, so we can do the sort of pale flesh colour on them next. I'm also quite thirsty, and I realise I didn't bring my bottle of water in with me, which regrettably means I have no choice but to do this. Got a couple of super chats. Luke Gray says, I literally just tuned in for Johnny saying, aren't we all, and nodding at the chat with no context, and I felt myself understanding all of life's problems. See? We're doing some good here on this stream, in between talking about pig nipples. Silent Cobb's on super chat saying, some thanks from my vision impaired brother for the inspiration to try painting large sized figures. His golem bard is surprisingly good on strings. Oh, that's amazing. I hope your brother's having a great time. It's a lovely, lovely hobby, and like, yeah, I realise it's not always the most accessible, especially when the things you're painting are tiny. So I'm really glad that he's found a solution that works for him, really. Mrs. Treeman says the keyboard bunk bed is in need of making. It's a bit exposed. You're absolutely right. There we go. There we go. Good night, little keyboards. Right, so that is... We've got 12 pigs all running around here. I changed the camera angle ever so slightly. Hang on. 12 pigs all running around. Oh, there's one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Great. Now we need to get some pale flesh on there. Sorry to everyone who thought I was saying pale sand, but you will see some pale sand later once we get on to painting the cavalry, because I'll need it for their trousers. So it's all good. Happy Bob says pig nipples. I tune in at the words pig nipples. Yep, it's that kind of stream, I'm afraid, Happy Bob. Right, here we go. Yes! That is kind of perfect Gloucester old spot pig flesh colour. Yasmin Warrior says, not as weird as the Tom Jones incident. Nothing's as weird as the Tom Jones incident, to be honest. Cheerful Spider says, are the first words you hear in a Johnny stream like some kind of horoscope? Yes. Emphasis on horror. Right. Let's impinken these pigs. Might need 2 thin coats for this. We'll see. I think we can get away with that, actually. Pigs, pigs, pigs. Pig, pig, pigs. Also very excited over the weekend to have received another new Blood Bowl team. It's the Norse team, which Games Workshop has just released. It's got beer balls in it. Basically, Norse players can get knocked over, but if you can get a pig near them with a barrel of beer on its back, it's literally called a pick-me-up, and they'll get up again. It's great. Paul Howarth says, Tom Jones incident. It's a long story. I lost it, basically. It started with somebody imagining that Tom Jones has a noisy stomach, and ended in me screaming with laughter and almost having to stop streaming. It was quite a day. Blah, 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 blah. Stephen Anderson says, have we named all of the pigs yet? The thing is, Turnip28 isn't really a game where I feel like you name your models. Like, and I kind of like the idea of the swineherd being unknowable, because, like, no one knows how other pigs get involved. How do these pigs just join the swineherd? It's strange and vaguely alarming. So I don't think I am going to name them. CookieCat94 says, what are other Skelly Pals working on? I'm trying to finish the painting on a mini Audrey 2. Brackets, this is why I can't be left unsupervised with clay. Yeah, what is everyone working on? Are people hobbying or are they just chilling? Either is fine. It's just nice to have you here, to be honest. Just Man Bun is fine says, did I hear a cat? Yes, that was Scout. She was asking for treats. Scout is a good cat. And is absolutely in love with a friend of ours who's staying at the minute, which is really nice. Scout just sees her as like, oh my god! Let's see. Emma Bless is doing clinical record notes. Dylan Amadek says, I lack sufficient space to hobby at this time. Understandable. Apotheon 2000 is making dinner. Paul Haworth says, I'm actually working, doing some software development. Just Man Bun is fine, is working on being stressed. No. Kimberly Allen says, I got a bit drunk last night and restarted Elden Ring with a new class. Oh. I haven't touched Elden Ring in weeks. I really want to find time to get back to it, but also I'm not pushing myself. I'll find time because I really want a decent chunk to commit to it. I was only able to play it for ages in like 40-minute dribs and drabs, which meant that I just got stuck on the same area for what felt like 200 years. So I need to kind of cut that shit out, basically. I won't be streaming it because everyone's been streaming it, and it's nice when there's variety on the internet. Dark Absol Writer says doing an assessment at the minute. Delightful. Hope it's going okay. Chaos says, I'm looking at this alarmingly large Easter egg and wondering if I can crack into it without my son noticing. I'm kind of imagining a sort of Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark scenario. What if you just sort of sanded bits off? So it shrunk, but like wasn't cracked? Why am I trying to help somebody steal chocolate from their child? Because it's intellectually stimulating and I find it amusing, that's why. You could just sort of like just cut a bit off the bottom so it's like, oh, here's your egg, and it's just a flat-bottomed egg. Like that Queen song. I think that'd be fine. Or just say, whoops, I dropped your egg. Do you want to eat some? Don't bother piecing it back together. It'll only make you hungrier. You could say, I ate your egg. What are you going to do about it? Maybe not that last one. Basically, it's a long time since Easter, it feels like. I feel like that's fair game now. Hermit Prime says, stage a break-in and hide the egg. Yeah, fair enough. It's quite an extreme length to go to have a bit of chocolate, isn't it? jimmying your own front door, smashing a window. Throwing the TV away so everyone thinks it's been nicked. Just so you can scarf down a chocolate egg. You should do it, Kay. Ah, here we go. Jack Wood says, swallow the egg whole like a snake. Of course, the perfect solution. Didn't crack the egg. I love it when snakes like swallow eggs whole, because you then see them go like, and they're basically just tensing their abs so much they smush it, and they wait for all the egg to come out, and then they're just like how, and then bring up the shell. Great bunch of lads. I'm a big fan of snakes. I think they're great fun. Emma Blass is on a super chat saying, flat bottomed egg, like that Queen song, have me legit spit take while in my chard office. Sorry about the spit take. I hope it's not too bad to clean up. Oh, I tell you what. One thing I do when I want to basically just want to eat something that doesn't belong to me is I'll eat some of it and then claim that I was checking it for poison. That works quite well. And in fairness, my wife has not once been poisoned since I started doing this. So I think it's clearly working, you know? Hello. Emma Bless says, luckily I'm wearing my N95, so only I have to deal with the mess. Oh, God. Oh. Black Shield Forge says, egg-eating snakes have a line of spines in their throat that allows them to crack the egg. Then they eat the inside and spit out the shell. Wow. Anonymous says, what type of snake is the best at maths? Adders. Big fan of that one. Big fan of that one. Chaos says, I've done that before, then both of us ended up with food poisoning, so I steer clear now, as I am obviously shit at detecting poisons. Absolutely outstanding. Oh, this is a good colour. That's going on the liked songs list. We got any more snake jokes? Alex Simpkin says, fun snake fact, the Arabian sand boa looks like a child's first attempt at drawing a snake. I'm having too much fun painting pigs to Google that, but I'll take your word for it. That's a delightful fact. Oops. Walkerson says, have you given up on the God of War series? No, I haven't. It's just been on pause for a couple of weeks. My mental health has been really, really bad, so I haven't been recording new episodes. Basically, actually God of War is all recorded. It's just that patrons get episodes 4 weeks early, and they haven't had any new episodes. So instead of doing instead of trying to keep track of it, basically, if there isn't a new episode for patrons, there isn't a new episode for YouTube. It just makes it a lot easier. But it will be back this Saturday, so do not worry. I have not given up. I just fell over, basically. Emma Benton says, why can't the snake rob a bank? They're unarmed. Very good. Lots of people saying that the Arabian sand boa does indeed look like a child's first attempt at drawing a snake. I've got to have a look now. Happy Bob says, Death Adder is an odd snake name. Why not Life Subtractor? Very good. Right. Arabian sand boa. I mean, the fact that one of the first suggestions is sock puppet. That's outstanding. Hello, I'm Snork. Oh, I love it. Oh, and there's one eating something. So it's still a snake that does snake things. Wow. Wowee. Andrew H says, how do you get a snake to give you directions? Just asp. Love it. That was great. Hang on. I need to do some Googling to make this joke work. Okay. Okay. Geographic range. Okay. 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 How... Oh, wait. Oh, that's a better way to tee up, isn't it? How do zookeepers keep their line of sight clear while in the car when it's raining? They use a windscreen viper. I think that could do with some refinement. But it's the best joke I've written this year. CookieCat94, meanwhile, says, what do you call a two-headed snake that runs a morgue? A formaldehydra? Okay, I got a boo from B Reynolds 376 and a heh from CookieCat94. So... Ah! Nick and Jay says, must be a German zookeeper. Yeah. Brandon Meyer says, rather than zookeeper, maybe herpetologist. I think that's going to throw people. Mark Cohen says, genuinely wondering what you needed to Google for that. I was Googling where vipers are most commonly found, and then I realised actually zookeeper will cue it up better. How does a German zookeeper... How does a German zookeeper keep themselves safe while driving in the rain? They use a windscreen viper. That's worse. What do taxidermists use while menstruating? Sanitary owls. There you go. Burrito's done the nice switch says no. Burrito's done a super chat saying, hi Johnny, how are you? Grateful to see you. Bought my first ever keyboard synthesizer last week and have no idea what I'm doing. There's always dubstep. That's amazing. Oh, I hope you're having a great time with it though. I really like that early period with an instrument where you're like, what the fuck is this? Because like, literally anything you do will be progress. The first hours I spent teaching myself the concertina were the best because I was like, look, I can almost play Oh Susanna. Can't believe people didn't like the sanitary owls joke. Unbelievable. Aha! Fusion Woman's... This is a better setup. Why did the German zookeeper take his car to the vet? The windshield viper broke. That's it. That's great. That's great. Why did the German zookeeper take his car to the vet? The windshield viper broke. Yeah. All right, let's give that a road test. I'm going to send that to some friends. There we go. Let's not dox anyone there. Oh, yeah, really don't dox anyone though, Johnny. Let's see. Why did the German zookeeper take his car to the vet? The windscreen viper wasn't working. It's in. West Coast Weaver says, apologies to Johnny's friend that gets that joke. Oh no, I sent it to an entire group chat. Not fucking about. Right, back to painting pigs. Neko the Kitty says, Johnny, have you heard about the rise in grammar crime? The judge gave the semicolon consecutive sentences. Very good. I used to use semicolons so often, and now, like, if I ever go back and look at some of my old writing, I'm like, oh, stop using them, you dickhead. Oh, West Coast Weaver says that was supposed to be friends, actually. Ah, I see. Yeah, I use them far too much. I mean, now I use the M dash far too much, but, you know, that feels more refined somehow. Feels like progress. Windscreen viper start working. This is great. Lucenthia says, I come back and Johnny's sending a pun. Who told a corker? We crowdsourced it. Nick and Jay says, do you use the Oxford comma? I do. I will defend the Oxford comma to my dying breath. HC Bird says, M dash is love, M dash is life. Defect says, but why German? Because wiper, a W in German often has a V sound to it. Ruthie Pinion says, I am a slut for a semicolon and I am not ashamed to admit it. Ruthie, if you you need a t-shirt with that on, I think. Oxford commas are fucking great. Emma Blast says, M dash parentheses and semicolon are vital when you can't keep your train of thought on track. Oh, I can't. All I can think about at the moment, though, is pigs. Paint some more pigs. Then we will wash them. We'll use some hogwash. Always has a V sound. V sound like Fs. Thank you, Kunigund. I see you noticed me hedging my bets out of my complete ignorance on the German language. Apart from all of the Rammstein lyrics that I phonetically memorized as a teen. A surprising number of them. It makes it very hard to Google them, though. If you're like, oh, what's that one Rammstein song? Just like, there. Levi Coffee says, that's a lot of pigs, and you've only been going for an hour? Nice. Yeah, they're quite easy to paint, really. Especially when they just sit still like this. I mean, painting 12 live pigs, that's a different story. Nathaniel Liv says, Du hast? Yeah, that's certainly one of them. Basically, all of the songs off Mutter, a lot of the ones off... is it Herzeleid? And Sehnsucht as well. Oh, shit, yeah! My friend Wes has replied. Wes, this being Wes of What's in Wes's Pockets, has replied to the windscreen viper joke with ha 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 and an exclamation mark. That is a genuine lol. Janilla Dragon says, don't Google Rammstein songs, you don't want to know what they sing. Oh, I know what they sing. I've heard enough, I've read enough translations. I think they're a fucking tremendous band. It's you know what the reason the whole vet angle is perfect is that it sends you the wrong way. You're like, that's not where the thing's meant to go. It's a car. Take it to a mechanic. Boom. It's delicious. It's great. Jack Wood says, but what is in Wes's pockets? Did I tell you about how I saw him in person recently? Basically, we went to the pub. I hadn't seen Wes in 3 years. And he sat down and was like, oh, and decided to get comfy. So I started just taking all the stuff out of his pockets. And when he did that, I went, oh, and he went, oh, behave yourself. And he'd obviously travelled to London because he doesn't live here anymore. And he was like, behave. It's all just travel stuff. So, he got his passport out, he got his wallet out, and I was like, all right, fine. And then, bang, a hair that he'd whittled out of wood yesterday. He was like, behave, it's nothing interesting. Bang. Wooden hair. It was brilliant. Claire de Bear has done a super chat saying, true story. Oh, let's see. I've been fooled before. True story. A friend in Wyoming let 4 pigs loose in their high school and numbered them 1, 2, 3, and 5, and the school was closed for 2 days looking for 4. Delightful. Lovely pigs of Wyoming. Anyway, this is certainly better than the last time pigs appeared on this channel, because that was when I was eating party foods with Joe Scrabbles, and it was heinous. I mean, the video is fun, but it's not good for pigs. Sega Genesis says, I need more coffee. Oh no. Claire de Bear says, this is true, I promise, you have my word of honour. There you go. There weren't really many pranks at my school. There was one time where, like, in the summer, like, water balloon fights were very popular. One day, somebody filled one with Thai fish sauce and threw it at a guy who threw up, which was quite funny. Kunigan says, there is another little pig that is missing. I think she's quite tired at the minute. I walked her twice today, and she had a big run around with a stick. So I think she's having a nap somewhere. Black Shield Forge says, I felt in that video you were very unfair about the gala pie. The thing is, it was just an awful gala pie. Like, it was such a bad gala pie. I've had nice gala pies before, but that one was not good. And it seemed like a high quality one when we bought it. We were wrong. So, there we go. Hoplite22 says, they were not unfair about gala pie. Jack Wood, meanwhile, says, egg and ham slabs. Sean Carr says, not a prank, but going to high school in Florida, we once had to go home because a gator got stuck on the 2nd floor and refused to go back down the stairs. Listen, if gators want to learn, they have just as much right as anyone else. frankly. Let the gators learn. Danilla Dragon says, Johnny, do you know there's a Rammstein song about consensual cannibalism? No wonder you like it. Sorry, it took me really long to type this. I didn't know this. The Nice Witch says education for gators is a right. Thank you. Sean Carr says, but then they will become unstoppable. You know what? Maybe it's time they were given a go. They've been here for millions of years after all. You know? Mark Cohen says, yes, don't gator keep. Emma Benton says, why are we teaching alligators? Because if they want to learn, who are we to stop them, Emma? Gosh. Right. Now, I will tell you about the brush change very shortly. But first I need to find the Agrax Earthshade, which I think is in a box. It's an oldie but a goodie, but on Twitter the other day, I saw a video of some policemen in Florida lifting a hog-tied alligator into the back of a pickup truck. And the gator spins round and hits a guy in the face with its snout, knocks his glasses off and knocks him clean out. He just falls down. And then whips another one in the head with his tail, turns round and falls out of the van, falls out of the pickup truck. And I watched it and was like, whoa, that's incredible. Jeez, like, look at the power on that animal. Oh, wow, you know, that looked like it really hurt. And then the first Twitter reply I saw was Comrade Gator. It was great. It was great. Ah, there we go. Agrax Earthshade. Comrade Gator. Sean Carr says, gators are basically just modern dinosaurs and must be respected as such. Exactly, like horseshoe crabs. They've been unchanged for millions of years. Josh Pierini says, no, wait, hang on. Oh, no. Josh Pierini says, drove all the way to work before realising I left my laptop at home. God, I feel dumb. Ouch. Tris Faulkner says, do we really think a high school diploma is the only thing stopping gators, or do they already think that they haven't been stopped? Well, it's certainly stopping them from getting jobs in the workplace. How many gators have you been served by recently in restaurants or fast food establishments? Anyway, listen up, babes. It is time for a brush change. This should be becoming like a pretty familiar one to you now. It's an Artmaster All Media Series 10. It's really fucked up. Hopefully you can see, like, yeah, look, the bristles on that are just awful. The handle's covered in like old shade. This thing's a real workhorse. It's actually took a lot of work to get it like this. And it's my favourite for shading. It's just really, really great. It's really good. And Jesus Christ, my freckles have come out in the sun. Not a fan of that. Anyway. HC Bird says, babes, as in the talking pig. Exactly, yeah. Septimus1026 has done a super chat saying, I'm going to keep a gate or two between me and my modern dinosaurs. I'm going to keep a gate or two between any Fuck! I'm going to keep a gate or two between me and any modern dinosaurs. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Cool. All right. Psycho Penguin says, horseshoe crabs predate the dinos. They're proper old. See? Exactly. Cheerful Spider's done another super chat saying, horseshoe crab blood is so... Wait, fuck. Why can't I read today? Cheerful Spider has done a super chat. The super chat reads, horseshoe crab blood is an important ingredient in modern vaccines. Just thought you should know, with a little crab emoji. That's amazing. Do they have little, like, blood drives under the sea where, like, horseshoe crabs go along and, like, they get blood taken? That's so cute. Amazing. Hotplate22 says, it's copper-based rather than iron like ours. Huh. Apparently, horseshoe crab's blood is blue. I didn't know that lobster blood was blue. I just didn't realise they had, like, trained professionals who can draw their blood. Black Shield Forge says it's a bit grimmer than that. Oh. Weird. Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to shake this Agrax Earthshade up now. Happy Bob says trying to work blood drives into the lyrics of Under the Sea. Oh, wow. Under the Sea. What's the... I can't remember the name of the little plastic thing they put in your hand. Yes, let's say blood drive, says Matthew K. Why? What do you mean? Like... What are they doing if it's not a blood drive? They go and they donate blood and then they get back in the sea, right? Cannula, thank you, Will. Or is it cannula? Or cannula? Cannula? Cannula. Under the sea. Under the sea. No, I've not got it today. Cannula. 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 When the barracuda installs your cannula, he does it for free. There you go. Oh, my friend John has replied to the zookeeper tweet saying, "I saw a caged baguette in the zoo. Sign red bread in captivity." I think that's been actually posed by chat before, that one. That other Canadian says, "We've got universal healthcare under the sea." Yeah, that's why it's better down where it's wetter. Healthcare is free. Just Man Bun is fine says, "What does your shirt say, Johnny?" It says Plant Daddy. It says Plant Daddy. My wife got it for me last year when I was growing loads of chilies. I've worn it on stream before, and to be honest with you, the stream was chaos. Absolutely chaotic that day, so I knew what I was letting myself in for, let's face it. Right, anyway, let's shade some pigs. CookieCat94 has done a super chat saying, "Hermit crabs have symbiotic relationships with sea anemones. The crabs let the anemones ride around on their shells. It's a prime example of keeping your friends close and your anemones closer!" Fuck! Yeah, that got me. I fell for that. I was like, oh, wow. Oh, hermit crabs let anemones right on their shells. That's great. Fuck. I've been playing so much Animal Crossing recently as well that, like, anytime I think of anemone, I think of the enemy of my anemone is my frenemy pun they have. I should have... Fuck. God damn it. Hook, line and sinker on that one. Okie dokie. Pigs, pigs, pigs. Paint the pigs. Doodle-doodle-doo. Oh, we are absolutely smashing through the turnip stuff today. Luna's thrilled about it. Hi, Luna. Hi. What do you want? Loons. Luna. That's not Luna, that's a duck. You're not Luna at all. Hello. I'm painting pigs. You're a pig of a sort. What's Luna doing? Come here. Come here. Do you want to come up? Come on. It's been a while. Oh. Oh. Oh, Christ. No, you're not thrilled about this, are you? Oh. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing the pig. Sorry, girl. I'm sorry. Hang on. Let's... Oh, that's my crotch. There's the pig. And a bunch of stuff on the floor. Good girl. Yeah, that is mostly my crotch, though, so let's stop doing that. Good girl. Hi. Are you a good pig? You're lovely. Well, lie down. Lie down. Get comfy. I'll be here a while. Ah. Happy Bob says, my cat Stumpy, brackets he has 3 feet, heard the meowing and wondered where it was coming from. Oh, I hope Stumpy's alright. Also, I know that the cat's name is just Stumpy, not Stumpy brackets he has 3 feet, but I really like the idea that Stumpy brackets he has 3 feet is the cat's full name. Also makes him sound like a B-side single, you know? Like, coming up next on Happy Bob Radio, it's the Rolling Stones with My Cat Stumpy, brackets he has 3 feet. You know? Does that mean if he's got 3 feet specifically, does that mean he's sort of got a fair bit of leg left? Does he put any pressure on it, or does he just sort of keep it up the whole time? I am now intrigued by Stumpy, brackets he has 3 feet. Pigs, 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 we're washing the pigs. Here come all of the pigs. Lucanthia says, the 3-legged dragon in How to Train Your Dragon 2 is called Lump. Interesting. I have never seen How to Train Your Dragon 2, and I kind of don't want to, because I love How to Train Your Dragon, the first one, so much. It's like one of my go-to feel-good, but also I'm going to cry films. And I kind of don't want to see whether the sequel's any good, you know? Paul Howard says, hey Johnny, do you ever get the impulse to paint your tattoos? Brackets don't recommend unless you know the paint is safe to do so. No, not once actually. Like people have tried drawing on them or colouring them in before, and it actually just kind of like it's just kind of vaguely annoying. It's just like, well, now there's just paint on me or pen on me or whatever. I've had people attach googly eyes to them before. That's quite funny. Like on my arm here, I've got a big skull. There was a day that had googly eyes on it. That was funny. But yeah, no, largely speaking, no thanks. I also, before I've had people be like, oh, we were all doing temporary tattoos. Like, do you want some? And I'm like, no, I don't. It's okay. I'm all right. Basically, I'm a killjoy. Apparently the second is very good. Although Fusion Woman says, I don't like the sequel. So, there you go. I guess you can't please everyone, but I'm probably not going to watch it anytime soon. So, but thank you for your reviews, everybody. The Nice Witch says, what? Not even the temporary tattoos from the Spider-Man candy sticks? I'll be too busy, like, pretending they're cigarettes, the Nice Witch. Too cool for the temporary tattoos. Actually, those temporary tattoos were pretty rad. I actually used to love those sticks. They were delicious. Really good texture. Stiggy and Sage says, happy Square Day, Johnny. Why is it what's Square Day? It's Monday! Speak plain! What do you mean? What's Square Day mean? It's Pig Day! Monday of pigs. Brandon Meyer says, no, today's the perfect day. All you need is a light jacket. Very nice. Oh, 25 is 5 squared and 04 is 2 squared. Okay, well. Happy Square Day, everybody! Right. We're really getting there on these. I'm not even sure I'm gonna bother with the second colour on the black. I think because like the whole idea behind Turnip is like a lot of it's very, very drab. So I might just... So we've painted the pigs now. Which is great, which means you can base them. But first, I need to do something about the gunners and the swordsmen that I built and painted the other day when I was too depressed to do anything else. Because I used Agrax Earthshade, the very same wash I just used then, but I used a part of it that had been causing me troubles, where basically if you didn't shake it for 10 minutes or so before using it, it would come out super glossy, and I thought I'd shaken it enough, and apparently... Will says I think they could do with some filth on them. Oh, they'll get filth on them, don't you worry. I've got this whole tub of Vallejo thick mud, which is just... grim. And I'll be slapping that up their sides, basically, and at their feet. Bader's done a super chat saying, what do you call an online store that sells porks? What do you call an online store that sells pork? eBay of pigs. Right, I'll see myself out. Very good, Base. Thank you very much for the super chat. That, again, needs an ever so slight tweak, doesn't it? You need to get Cuba in there somehow. What do you call an online store that sells Cuban pork? Or would it be Miami pork? I don't know. Levi Coffee's done a super chat saying, not a paint question, but gaming. I'm about to get my first 100% on a game. I have nearly 4,000 hours playing it. Do you enjoy 100% in games? I don't think I've ever 100%ed a game, Levi. Not once. I just don't... I just don't think I've ever done it. Which would be, you know, I'm sure it would be fun. It's just like, there's a lot of the time... There are games when I've thought about it, and then I've looked at the achievement in question, I've thought to myself, if I do that, I will hate this game by the end of it. So I just tend not to. Eccentric Lefty says, and I hope this is a typo, my car is sniffing my armpit. Should I be concerned? Yes, Eccentric Lefty, you should. RV Dammit says, Johnny, no Vortex Mixer Chiodini. Shut up, RV Dammit. I don't want a Vortex Mixer. What I have done instead... here we go. Will says, what do you call an online store that sells surplus CIA black market pork? eBay of pigs. There we go. What I've done instead is I binned that pot of Agrax Earthshade because it's messed me around too many times now. And what I'm going to do now is... This bit's going to be real fascinating for you lot. I've got some Larmian Medium here, which is basically paint with no pigment in it. And I'm going to paint it onto the models to take the gloss off. So, basically, from your perspective, I've got a little pot of nothing here, and I'm going to dip this brush in it and paint it over these models, changing seemingly nothing about them. But beforehand, we're just going to go straight back to our Rock Ninja. This is the same base brush we were using before. I'm sorry, I still don't have a size for this, but you know, you can gauge the sort of size of the tip versus the tip of my little finger. It's just a good all-round coverage brush, and that's all we need for this, really. Like, this isn't a high accuracy operation. We're just going to dip a little bit of this onto the brush, and we're just going to start kind of working it over the model. Okay, great. Stop being shiny, fucking models. We don't want shiny in Turnip28. We want matte and drab. Defect says, so first you glossed and then undo? Yeah, I didn't mean to gloss. So yes, this is the undo button of miniature painting, basically. Nothing worse than an accidental gloss. Keep Calm and Reload says shiny. Are these the elusive, shiny, happy people? Nobody in the Turnip universe is happy. Nobody. These just happen to be shiny. They are mildly cursed, though. I hope this works. There's another sword man. As you can see, he's got two arms. One of them is on the wrong way round. He's got an extra leg coming out of his back. Just a great bunch of lads, really. Oh. Ooh. Will says, what about Todd? Todd is happy. Okay, fair enough. Todd is one of the figures in Turnip28. I forgot about Todd. Not a massive fan of Todd, to be honest. Swineherd or nothing. Although Strangling Harry's pretty alright. Quite enjoyed playing as Strangling Harry's legions, or whatever they're called. Coonigan says, time for bed, said Zebedee. See you on the VOD. Take care, Coonigan. I hope you have a lovely sleep and wake up feeling well rested. There we go. There's another swords person. Their heads on upside down. Terrifying, as I think you can all agree. That's a very badly free-handed livery there. I may have been slightly in my cups when I did it. Who can say? Here's another fellow. It's got a sword arm, and then an arm sword, and then a head, just in the middle of his back. Luna's not happy about that one, as you might be able to hear in the background. I just splashed Lamy and medium everywhere. Good times. Ruthie Pinion says, I'm also heading out now too. Always a pleasure. Love these streams quite a lot. Thank you, Ruthie. Take care of yourself. It was really nice seeing you in chat. I hope you come back soon. But no pressure, obviously. B Reynolds 376 has done a super chat saying, I have been thinking about running Blaze in the Dark for my sister and brother-in-law. Does the game itself lend well to a two-player game? Yes, I think so. They'll just have to take on more things, and so their risk of stress will be higher. So it will be quite taxing for their characters, but also quite rewarding. I've played one-on-one games of Blades in the Dark, and it's perfectly doable. So yeah, absolutely go for it. If you want to do it, go for it. I think you'll very quickly find a sense of what's too much and what's the right amount of challenge for them. And also, you can always add in NPCs, you know? That could say help in a group action or whatever. So yeah, there are definitely ways around it. Okay, so that's all the swordsmen. And then we've got gunners. So we've got this chap here who's wearing a protective sheath of barbed wire. What do you want, Loons? This is her proper telling me off voice. Because I'm now the only one in the house. She's like, meh. Like a shh. What do you want, Luna? This is one of my favourites. It's a definitely drunk guy with a hat and a kettle for a head. But I don't want him to be bloody well shiny. So here comes more Lamy and medium. Alison Vassabal says, God, I just thought one of my cats was yelling. No, don't worry. The cat's only yelling at me. Happy Bob says, Stumpy, brackets he has 3 feet, is looking for the source of the meowing again. Looking for the source of the meowing again. It's Stumpy. It's got 3 feet. Oi! Eccentric Lefty says, kettles are shiny. Not this one, once I'm done with it. So there. We've now got this guy. He's sort of reloading his weapon and has an arm for a head. Well, it isn't my old friend Mr. McGregor, with a leg for an arm and an arm for a head. Dr. Nick Riviera. Mrs. Treeman says, your kitty is Siamese. You've got a good ear, Mrs. Treeman. Luna is half Siamese. Her mother was a pedigree Siamese snowshoe cat owned by a friend of a friend. And she got out when in heat and got peeknat with the local Tom. So then there was this litter of cats that were jet black. So Luna's black, but she's got like a little white chin patch, a white blaze. She's got little white socks on her paws. And they were like, oh, what do we do about this oops litter? So then my wife, who wasn't my wife at the time, took Loons and has had her ever since. That explains why she has such an awful yowl. Oh, yeah. Will says, Johnny, you missed the best part about the swineherd. Their motto is Dulce et porcorum est pro patria mori. It's perfect. Love it. Mrs. Treeman says, Siamese are known for their talking. If talking you want to call it. Luna only screams. Here's a chap carrying a head. Is it his head? No one knows. But I do know one thing. This guy's getting covered in Lamian medium. So I'm sick of the gloss, you hear me? Sick of it. Oh, thank goodness it's worked. Oh, that's a relief. I was really sad about how these models looked, and now they don't look like that anymore. I'll show you in a sec with the ones that have dried. Just Man Bun is fine says, my cat sounds like a pigeon. Goodness. Here's the final guy. He's a trumpeter, he's a gunner, he's a drummer, he can give many handshakes. Just an all-round great dude. The nice witch says, looking at all those little lined-up pigs has given me so much joy I can't even tell you. Oh, good, I'm glad. I'd love to get them on a little mechanised thing so they just go around in a little loop. That would be great. Anonymous says, there's a theory that cat vocalizations are imitations of a baby crying. People often ask, if I'm on the phone, they're like, is that a baby crying in the background? Luna, for one, definitely sounds like a baby crying. She's a jerk. 4 in the morning, perfect time to scream. 2 in the afternoon, perfect time to scream. When she's happy, perfect time to scream. When she's sad, perfect time to scream. It never ends. And she's going to live forever. Chaos says, I do have some tiny motors, Johnny. Silver Sword EN says, the cat I had as a teenager was a black cat who found his way to a Siamese female before he got neutered and fathered a litter in exactly the same manner. Maybe it's Luna's dad. Who knows? You know? Okay. So you can see, hopefully see now, the shiny fellows aren't shiny now. Not so fucking shiny now, are ya? Which is great. Very, very happy about that. But anyway, Stephen Byrne says, hello, has it been the standard level of first half chaos? Oh, yes. Oh, my, yes. Anyway, oh, cheeky slipper keyboard there. Okay, here we go, everybody. So we're done with the brush for now. We'll come back to that later. But right now, we're going to actually change. This is a specialist tool that we've got for you here. It's just a little metal thing. Like, was this once a butter knife? Is it a tiny fish knife? I honestly don't know. I stole it from the kitchen drawer. But I do know it is absolutely fantastic for spreading on our next product, which is Vallejo Thick Mud Acrylic. This is, if you're Spanish, it's Barro Marron. But as it says here, diorama effects in, which means English, dark-coloured mud, typical of fertile clay lands where humidity is retained during long seasonal periods, mostly found in Mediterranean areas and the east of Europe. Thick mud can be mixed with other products to modify its texture and can be diluted with airbrush thinner to obtain effects of varying density when applying with a brush. For realistic spatter effects on a model, use an airbrush to blow thick mud off the tip of a brush. All right. So, what we're going to do... A palette knife, says Emma Benton. It's too big for a palette knife, isn't it? Jam knife, says Cookie Cat 94. Happy Bob says, it's clearly a muffin flange. Yes, that is a palette knife, says B Reynolds 376. A palette knife for whom? Mice? They're going to be a tiny, talented French rat making crepes in my kitchen with this? This is not a palette knife. Tiny palette knife. Nonsense. Anyway, what it is good for is gooping on the old acrylic thick mud. So we're actually going to start, we'll work backwards. We'll just go with these lads. And yeah, it's quite therapeutic actually. Start smearing it on. Palette knife. Emma Benton says, all in caps, there are multiple sizes of palette knives. Mix. Ooh. Will says, that's a fish knife. For what? For what? A minnow? For when I'm cooking up a glorious 4-course dinner of one sprat? What is this for? A guppy? A fish knife for a guppy? Get out of my kitchen, you and your talented French rodent. Emma Benton says, don't you sass me, I will come over there. Emma, I will see you in the Rainforest Cafe. So help me. Happy Bob says, flanging muffins. What is a muffin? Why would you flange a muffin? I don't understand. Will says, it's small because it's for removing bones, not cutting flesh. The bones of what? An anchovy? Silver Sword EN says, fish are not to be trusted with knives. Yeah, I agree. I mean, swordfish, dangerous. But delicious. So that's tricky, isn't it? A fish, the traditionally very small bones of a fish. Of what fish, Will? Of a... what's a small fish? A very young trout? Claire de Bear says, is it a melon knife? Legit question. Will says, hello, I've discovered that I can have a unit that is just a giant crab being ridden about the shop. Oh yes, Will. Welcome to Turnip. If you're really game, you'll make it a live one. Yes, trout would be suitable, says Will. Well, I'm glad we've reached an accord. Fish knife. Palette knife. It's clearly a muck spreader, look. Making some horrible, gooey, swampy bases. Then we're going to paint some cavalry. Chaos says, guppy? Already said guppy. Pale chub? Didn't say that one, Happy Bob. Do. Swampy base. Swampy base. Diddle-diddle-diddle. West Coast Weaver says, it is legit a type of butter knife. Seriously, look up master butter knife. A master butter knife for whom? The borrowers? Ricky Ticky Tarvey? Bagpuss? That puppet off CBBC that said we're just innocent men? What are you having for dinner, Hacks? Goose. You're all full of it. Look at it. It's found its purpose. Butter knife. It's a swamp knife. Actually, would that be a machete? It's hard to tell. We're just normal men. Goose. Emma Benton says, fight me. You know when, and, well, you know where. You don't necessarily know when. You tell me when, but you know where. Eccentric Lefty says, seriously, the mud looks like this icing I'm eating. I'm putting it back in the fridge. Mancoy says, swamp knife is definitely a unique item in Dark Souls. Oh, yeah. Would you join this covenant? I wouldn't join this covenant. And I made it. Well, you've not seen the normal innocent men thing. We will send you the thing, don't worry. Basically, there's a CBBC live show, or there was a CBBC live show, with a puppet dog called Hacker, I think. Thank you, Chaos, for that information. And a lady who's very good fun. And basically, there were just some bloopers. And, oh, Will says, I have seen it. Oh, it's just not funny. Oh, I think it's funny. I like it. Oh, well, now everyone's betting on who would win in a fight between me and Emma. Well, there we go. Just Man Bun is fine, says I'm going to do some painting now. Excellent. Hope you paint something cursed. Will's put £500 on Emma. This is absolutely not the sort of thing I should say on stream, but Emma, like, let's talk. I will take a dive if we can get in on some of this cheddar. There's a lot of money being thrown around, and none of it's being put on me, so let's just think. It's just, you know, offers there. I'll buy a lot of disappointing chicken dinners at the Rainforest Cafe. The Nice Witch says, already the integrity of the fight has been ruined. I know, how dare I? In the Rainforest Cafe, the church of bare-knuckle boxing in London. Nick Jeffries put 20 grand on Emma. Well, that kind of money, Emma, I'll let you put me in a coma if I can get cut in on it. Sounds like quite a nice holiday, actually. Did you do anything nice on your holidays? No. Wasn't even conscious. Timothy Thomas says, classic for YouTuber boxing. Ooh. Very good. Oh, wait a minute. Happy Bob says $5 and 2 oranges on Johnny. Well, now, let's not be hasty. This has got interesting. Who WhatsApps? Who dares? Okay. Book. Book. There we go. Charles the Great and Powerful has done a super chat. The super chat reads, Johnny, do you have any advice for learning or understanding stresses, rhythm and meter in poetry? Or could you point to any resources? You seem brilliant at it. I would actually... So I studied poetry at school, obviously, but when I went to uni, I did a unit specifically on poetry, and I was actually struggling quite a bit. And my seminar leader at the time suggested I get... what's it called? I think it's The Ode Less Travelled by Stephen Fry, which is just a very good breakdown of like what bits in poetry are and also why they are the way they are. It really, really helped me. at a time when I had to learn about all sorts of different structures and then write about them in an analytical sort of way. It's just quite a nice book. And it also, if you want to do it, it gives you exercises to come up with things yourself. And it can be about anything. It doesn't have to be like high art. It's literally just an exercise to try and fit the syllables in right. And it's great. Like, I can't recommend it highly enough, actually. Smug Borgin says, why are they icing that miniature with chocolate buttercream? Because chocolate buttercream makes for great basing material. Look at it. Goes on so smooth. Who wouldn't believe that this is a European battlefield in the Napoleonic era? Wow. Gosh. My favourite thing about Turnip is that, one of my favourite things, because the whole thing is just great, is that, like, because it's set in sort of this faux Napoleonic era, you can buy Napoleonic war miniatures, like from Perry Miniatures, and they are so cost-effective. Like, ordinarily, Games Workshop, they're like, oh yeah, you want X number of Blood Bowl players, do you? You want 12 Blood Bowl players, that'd be £35. With this one, it's like, 19 quid? Yeah, mate, build 60 things. Build 60 troops. Go for it, mate. It's amazing. Emma Benton says, do you think the Rainforest Cafe would be upset if we brought our own food? They'd be jealous, probably. Don't know how upset they could be. Silver Swordien says lots of Napoleonic era wars were fought upon the buttercream fields. Exactly, that's where the festival Cream Fields gets its name. Is that still going? Naka says, why are we having a boxing match in a cafe? I don't know, and at this point it would take too long to explain. We'll be on to the next thing in a minute, I'm sure. Okay, there we go. So that's all of the troops done. What time is it? So 5:53. I'm just going to crack my knuckles and have a little stretch. Ah! Emma Benton says, we have to settle the debate about the knife. That's right. Yeah, that's right. We're arguing about what this thing is. I think it's a tiny gladius, since we're just being fanciful. For what? A mouse in an arena with a sword? Yeah. Yes. Why not? Will says, I'm once again struggling to find a decent Toff mini. I don't know why, I just can't find one. I was planning to use this, which is actually meant to be a miniature of Napoleon, and then I added some... this is actually copper wire, and I green stuffed a weird snout onto him. I was planning to... Oh, and he's got a little hook for a hand, which is taken off a Tyrannus leg. But I haven't used it in the end. I might paint this up still, but yeah, it's... finding the right Toff can be quite difficult, actually. But yeah. Lucanthius says, according to the internet, butter knives are typically the smaller knives in a knife set. Their blades are dull, and they are usually 6 to 7... centimetres or inches in length? So I think it's a butter knife. That is not 6 inches in length, or 7 inches in length. This is... just not a... It's probably a butter knife. It's not a butter knife! Butter knife for whom? Septimus 1026 says, are we sure it's a glaive and not a pike? Are we sure what's a glaive and not a pike? Oh, this. This? It's a cake spreader? Soma Bruce says, Will and I have said it before and I'll say it again. It's a fish knife. I'll prove it in the Discord. For what kind of fish? A zeta fish? If that's what they're called? What? One of those Tetrafish. That's what for a tetrafish. The Nice Witch says, never before has this community been so ripped apart. Yeah, indeed. Will says, basically, why does nobody do a miniature of a hugely corpulent, pig-like, awful Napoleonic Tory? Very good point. Very good question. For a white bait! Nathaniel Levy says, for any fish. Nonsense! Nonsense! Gorvis Albright has done a super chat saying, knife debate haiku for knife debate haiku time. Small, sharp and pointy. Used to spread things on stuff, right? That's a goddamn knife. Fair. That's, you know what? Let that be the end of it. Let that be the end of it. Let's take a 5 to 7 minute break. When we come back, we're no longer talking about what this is or isn't. All we know for sure, all we can agree on is that it's a small thing that I'm going to use to spread more of this glorious, horrible thick mud onto little squares of wood. There's got pigs on them. Then we're going to paint some cavalry. Ed Smith has done a super chat saying, Johnny, please can you wish me and my partner luck? Brackets with any inspiring words of your choice for our matching panel tomorrow. Also, butt knife is for butt. I'm just going to read that again just for me. Johnny, please can you wish me and my partner luck with any inspiring words of your choice for our matching panel tomorrow. Also, butt knife is for butt. Butt knife is for butt. Yeah, Ed Smith and your mysteriously unnamed partner. Very good luck for your matching panel tomorrow. I would be lying if I said I knew what a matching panel was, but I think it is reasonable for you to be nervous about it. Some nerves are good, so just ride it out till then. Try not to be too worried. Obviously, you know, there's not a whole bunch you can change by being anxious about it now, so try not to be anxious. Just go out there and give it your all. And, oh, it's an adoption thing? Holy shit! Right! Okay, let's right, here we bloody go. If it's an adoption thing, Jesus Christ, what an amazing thing you're doing. I hope it goes really bloody well. Like, that's absolutely wonderful. And, yeah, no wonder you're fucking nervous. But, you know, you've got a choice to do something, a chance here to do something absolutely amazing, and I hope it goes really well. And I hope that everyone kind of comes away feeling really positive about the whole thing. Very, very good luck. Right, with that, we're going to take a 5 to 7 minute break. Then we're going to come back, continue basing these pigs. We're going to curse. We're going to paint some cursed horses. Then we're going to base the cursed horses, and everyone will continue to have a good time. And we're going to stop arguing about this thing. We're going to stop arguing about it. So 5 to 7 minutes. Is there anything in those 5 to 7 minutes you can do to make yourself more comfortable? Are you thirsty? Are you warm enough? Are you too warm? Are you comfortable? Are you in need of sustenance? Have you taken any medication you might have forgotten today? Whatever the answers to those questions, if there's something you can do in the next 5 to 7 to make your enjoyment of the next 2 hours more complete, I will you to go and do it. And then we'll be back to do more of this. If you aren't going anywhere, don't worry. There'll be some smooth jazz and a picture of my dog. So I'll catch you in 5 to 7 minutes. I hope you enjoy the break, and I'll see you shortly. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to this stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. I am Johnny Chiodini. If you're just joining us, hello. We've been painting models for Turnip28, which is an absolutely phenomenal game. I've just finished basing a squad of 6 gunners and 6 swordsmen's with some lovely swampy stuff. I also have an entire swineherd of 12 pigs to base. They've been painted up very simply, but that's kind of the look I'm going for. I want them to be like not mutated pigs, just 12 pigs, just pigging it, just pigging about. Pavan Singh says God of War stream went AWOL. Yep, it will be back on Saturday. I had to take a break for my mental health. So that's why it wasn't on. But do not worry, it has not been cancelled. In a Retro Days says, I did miss the first bit. Oh, it's alright. You're here now. So, we're going to base these 12 pigs, which shouldn't take very long. I just based 12 models while we were having an argument about a piece of metal. I don't really want to go back into it. I don't want to talk about it. So I'll base up these 12 pigs, and then we're going to paint some horrible cavalry models that I have kit bashed together. I think my favourite is Hat Horse. Because it's just a cursed horse with the rider who has an arm for a head. An arm for a head! Clinging onto the side of the horse. It's just, good fun. Naka says, based them? Pork. Oh no. Base. We're going to spread basing materials on them. Although the basing materials, I've been told, do look a lot like chocolate buttercream icing. So there we go. Right. In a Retro Day says, I love Turnip28's aesthetic. Me too. It's what drew me to the game. And then I had my first game of it like a week ago, and it was hilarious. And I love it. I just absolutely adore how, how silly it is, but also it plays so differently to other war games that I've played anyway, because so often your units aren't just getting locked in. It's not like, something where you commit a big unit to a scrum in the middle and then you're like, well, that's them for the whole game, basically. They're going to be there until they either win or they fold. Because your units are constantly retreating or panicking and running away, then, it just means that the battlefield changes so frequently, but in a really fun way that I really like. So, yeah, I'm a big old fan of of Turnip. There we go. There's one pig sloshing about in the mud. These do look, compared to the other models where I've tried to mess them up quite a bit and make them look really weird and otherworldly, these are very plain, but I kind of like that. I like the idea that the swineherd is this raucous thing, but actually the pigs themselves are quite put together. So, yeah. The swineherd is definitely my preferred army. I haven't played with them yet, as you can see, because I've not finished the pigs, but I just love the idea of having 12 pigs just galloping around the place. Talking of tabletop games, has anyone played any new board games recently that I enjoyed? I feel like I am completely out of the loop these days, which isn't an unpleasant thing, to be honest with you. I've been doubling down on playing some classics when I have had time to play board games recently, and that's been kind of a treat. But I am intrigued as to whether there's anything new out there that's really making people excitable. Will says, oh, I have found my TARF. Will, I need to see this. Soma says, Dune Imperium is amazing. Some friends of mine played that recently and they really enjoyed it, actually. Artima Bale says, we played Sparkle Kitty at PAX this weekend and it was hilarious. Man, it was PAX East, wasn't it, in Boston? I've been to 2 of those. Yeah, 2. And they were good fun. It's weird not to be sort of going to PAX for work anymore, but also quite nice to just be doing my own thing, so that's fine. Also, I always found PAX exhausting, so I was doing too much. But anyway, Sparkle Kitty, that sounds intriguing. Claire de Bear says, I've just treated myself to Bargain Quest and Flamecraft. Have I played Bargain Quest? I kind of feel like I have. I don't know. My memory is mulch these days. It really is. Oh, Asma Bell says, we saw the Oxventure at PAX and also great. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm just going to check who messaged. Okay, that's fine. Gerardo Fernandez says alligators can live up to 100 years, which is why there is an increased chance that they will see you later. There we go. Claire de Bear says you play as shopkeepers to sell your gear to adventurers. Oh, I've not played Bargain Quest, but I am aware of it. That sounds good fun. I'd say what I haven't played, but now own, is Set a Watch Sword to the Coin. Really want to play that. Oh, Ultima Bell says, Johnny, we also picked up a present for Watson we're mailing and we're so excited about it. I hope she loves it as much as my dog. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Finally, the P.O. box is paying off for the dog. Ooh, that Casual Dragon says, hoping to run a game of I suppose you're wondering why I've gathered you all here this evening, tomorrow. What a great name for a board game. They go on to say, it's a Clue-esque game where you run around a mansion trying to kill everyone else without being killed yourself to inherit an estate, and it uses a regular deck of cards. Interesting. Sounds a little bit like Kill Dr. Lucky, but also nothing like that. Claire Devere says, Johnny, I have set a watch the sexy edition. What? What? What's it called? Set a thought? Oh no. But Claire also said see Twitter, so I'll have a deeks on Twitter. Oh, I got myself there. I can't seem to see it. Set a crotch, says William Barry. Very good. Ava's Rex, or Ave's Rex, says, thought it hadn't been so long since I caught one of your streams, but seeing how much your hair has grown, it seems I'm mistaken. Streak broken, at least. Hope you're well. I'm all right, thank you. My hair does grow very fast, though. So it may not be as long as you think. The stream. My hair is this length, obviously. But, yeah. Yeah, I'm growing it back out again. I kind of missed just having long hair, so here we go. Ah, Nomad 0036. It's done a super... not done a super chat. Just tagged me. Saying, I looked it up. A group of pigs are called a drift or a drove. Young pigs are called a litter. Hogs are called a passel or a team. Swine are called a sounder. Boars is called a singular. Ah, I wasn't expecting singular. That's an odd one. That's good fun. I was vaguely aware of passel from basically just like media set in the Wild West. People are like, oh, passel of hogs or whatever. But I didn't know about half of those. Team Hog. Team Hog. Happy Bob says, my hair and beard are the longest they've ever been. I'm looking like a Johnny cosplayer. Oh. More power to you, Happy Bob. Emma Benton says, oh my god, what if we all had a potluck and all cosplayed as Johnny? Well, you wouldn't know whose ass to kick, would you, Emma? Hmm? You'd have to kick everyone's ass, wouldn't you, Emma? Emma Benton, sorry, Mancoy says we'd all bring bisque though, so the potluck would be awful. That'd be shit for me, I wouldn't be able to eat it. Oh no, wait, lobster bisque I could eat. It's chowder I couldn't eat, like clam chowder. Pigs, pigs, pigs. Mud, mud, pigs. I think I've kind of hit on the reason why I've done these pigs quite plainly, is that I like the fact that they are just a mob of just nameless swine that are gallivanting around, and therefore they're all identical. It's proper like We Are Legion stuff, whereas I like the rank and file soldiers to all be individuals. Steph Paul says, I'd bring the dark chocolate Tunnocks caramel wafers. Yes, Steph, I would protect you from the furious fists of Emma Benton as a thank you. Because they sound delicious. I'm sure I will find them, but so far I haven't really looked. So, oh, I had a very lazy look in my local shop, and they didn't have them, and I wasn't surprised. Sorry, I keep going to the pot and then spreading basing material off camera. I should be studying has done... What a username! I should be studying has done a super chat saying, first time commenter here, just want to say thank you so much. Your videos have helped me a lot in my first year of uni, learning to adult and finding motivation to study despite my learning disability. That's such a lovely super chat. Thank you very, very much. I love the username, and I'm very glad to have been of help. Like, I think it's, you know, a lot of the battle is admitting that you do find it, you know, tricky to adult, as you say, and to find the motivation to study. I remember I pretended it wasn't a big deal, wasn't a problem I was having when I was at uni, when it was. And you know what? I think it actually held me back to pretend that everything was fine for quite a long time. So good on you for, you know, having a handle on the situation and knowing yourself. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. And again, that username, oh, absolutely delightful. Burrito, I've done it again, painting off camera. Burrito has done a super chat saying, if you were a musician or in a band, would you have long or short hair and or beard? And which band would your music sound like? I mean, I'd have long hair and beard, because that's sort of what I'm aiming for anyway. What would my music sound like? It would probably sound like... it'd sound very sad. It would be like Marceau or Frightened Rabbit, but not Scottish, because I'm not Scottish. That's how I'd sound, I think. I'd maybe want it to sound a little bit heavier, but whether I could actually do it, I don't know. Will says, my British Airways compensation is coming tomorrow. 550 quid for me. Yes, please. That'll buy you a toff. Oh, which I realised you sent to me. Oh my god, that's incredible. Yeah. Well done. Ah. Chaos says, I was secretly hoping Johnny's imaginary band would sound like baby metal. My voice isn't that high. I think I'm a tenor, but certainly not baby metal high. And my understanding of Japanese is, piss poor, so, you know. RV Dammit has done a super chat. There is no message attached. But it is much appreciated nonetheless. And RV Dammit, if there was a message meant to be attached to that, just type it as per normal and I will read it out. Mrs. Treeman says, "Oh no, Johnny's hydration source is depleted." Fear not, Mrs. Treeman! I went back to the fridge. Yasmin Worry says, "I need chat's help. Purple or red? It's for a thing. Purple, please." Just Man Bun actually says, "Johnny likes baby metal." Yeah, Johnny likes baby metal. Baby metal's great fun. Never seen them live because they've always played big arenas, which means that A, the tickets are quite expensive, and B, I just don't think I'd enjoy it. Like, I'm not a fan of arena gigs, which is a shame because I would have loved to see Ghosts on their recent tour. But the last time I saw them was in Coco, which is like a small venue, and I loved it. And it's like, oh, well. But yeah, love a bit of baby metal. Emma Benton says, "There's a lot of yelling in this stream and I'm here for it. It's very passionate." Right? Yeah, I like that everyone's kind of gassed up today. Gareth says, "Cream!" Don't play with my emotions, Gareth. In a Retro Day says, "I've never been to a show, but my sister is full-on show every night punk." Is a full-on show every night punk, I think. It's funny, isn't it? Like, I do love gigs, but it often takes a lot for me to be able to go to them. So many times I've woken up on the day of a gig and I've been like, oh, I don't know if I can make this. I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. I found recently the trick is to meet up with friends beforehand in a low-key setting and then slowly just sort of get more excited. And then we all go together and it's nice. But, yeah, I do love gigs, but it's been quite hard to see them for a while now. So, like, I get it. You know, like, I think it takes a certain level of stamina, actually, to be a full-on show every night kind of punk. So... I recognise this pig. It's the first one I glued down before I realised there are little bits that needed to be trimmed off. Whoopsie. There we go. Now you can see me what I'm doing. Hello again, little pig. Welcome to the swineherd. Davy Jones says, "Have you heard of Voice of Baseport, an Indonesian all-female rock/metal band?" No, but that sounds great. I might stick that in my ears in a minute. Stop doing that, Johnny. Very much intrigued by that. I do really like The Who, which is a Mongolian folk metal band. They're good fun. Marissa J says, "My workmate and I are being split up because we're too strong together." Weird. That sounds counterintuitive. Right. Oh no, I've got one more pig to base. Just one sec. Let's queue up a Voice of Baseport song, shall we? Voice of... Oh, Baseprot? Baseprot? Add to queue. There we go. Cover up the keyboards again. Nighty-night keyboards. Right, one last pig to base, then we've got some cavalry to paint. Getting through this pot of mud, I'll tell you that much for nothing. Good Luck for a Quick Death has done a super chat. The super chat has no message attached, which is the way of Good Luck or a Quick Death. They are the strong, silent, but very supportive type, and it is greatly appreciated. Hello, good luck or a quick death. I hope you are very, very well, and that your weekend was great fun. I'm just slapping mud on some pigs. Okay, that is 12 pigs successfully based with some mud. We might be coming back to the mud depending on how quickly we get these cursed horses painted up. But for now, that's the basing portion of this stream done. Marissa J says the Who were on the Fallen Order soundtrack, correct? Yes, they wrote the song that is playing in Cal's ears when you first see him. And apparently they wrote it for the game, which is pretty damn cool. Right. Thank you for your service, Vallejo Thick Mud Acrylic. Now, it is the time of going back to painting. Oh no. But my palette's got loads of mud on it. Okay, here we go. Christ. Yeah, the mud does get a bit messy. Okay. Okie dokie, right. Anonymous says, who was on the soundtrack? Yes. Ooh. Hello, voice of bass prot. Don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm liking what you're laying down. Right, so, right, that's the swineherd done. Let's move on to the cavalry. Here come the cavalry! Introducing, well, you've already met them. We've got Hat Horse. It's my favourite. We've got Horizon Zero Mushroom Horse. We've got Perfectly Normal Head Horse with Perfectly Normal Headed Rider. And then we've got Horse, Torso Horse. Oh god, where even to begin with these? Huh. Let's begin with Horse, Torso Horse. Kuriat94 says, I have a really... This is a super chat. I have a really big D20 mould arriving this week. Any suggestions for things to put in it? Beans! Baked beans. Just fill it with baked beans. That Casual Dragon says, wait, how did the Horizon Zero horse stand up? Incredible abdominal muscles, that's how. That's how. The side saddle rider. Will makes a good point. Fill it with smaller D20s. Yep. Emma Benton says, wait, torso horse. Yeah, horse, torso horse. Torso horse. Complete with butthole. Which was just where the tail was attached, but I snipped it off. There wasn't actually a butthole moulded onto this. Just so you know. Will says torso. Anyway, this is perhaps my best ham crime to date, although technically it's not ham. Let's paint it. What we're going to do is we're going to start with this torso, and then we're going to start with this torso, and then we'll paint the horse. That's what we'll do. That's the plan. West Coast Weaver says, so was this intentional, or did you just assemble it wrong? I mean, we'd certainly all have questions if I didn't mean to do this, and I just got confused and made and then primed a model like this. Will says it looks like ham to me. Nathan says this is a vegetarian crime. Of course. Okay, so hang in there, babe. What do I want to use? Sorry. Okay. Okay, right. What brush do I want to use from this plethora of brushes, both decent and fucked? Actually, I'm going to use this one. Okay, babes. So, what we've got here is Citadel Colour Synthetic Base Medium Brush. The advantage of this is that it's got kind of like sort of a triangular tip to it. So it's sort of broader here and goes in, but is also quite flat there. So you've got good base coverage, holds a good amount of paint, but yeah. So we're going to start painting. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. There we go. Okay, you cursed little horse. Hang on, right. That's my return position. Bring this up ever so slightly. Okay, cool. So, I'm going to try things a little bit different here. Because I've sort of picked a different colour for each of my units. The pigs are obviously pigs. Hang on a minute. There we go, there's the full swineherd. 12 little pigs, all in a terrifying block formation. My gunners, as you can see, are kind of red shirts. Well, they have red on them, red coats rather. Those are my swordsmen, rather. My gunners, there's kind of like tealy blue. The infantry that I painted ages ago are a dark green. I'm going to go for a dark sea blue for the horse riders, because I feel like they are, well, it's a similar colour to what I've used on the gunners. They're on horses. It shouldn't be that hard to differentiate between them. But yeah. But if you'll permit me 1 second, I'm going to put the camera back onto full face and I'm going to text my wife back. Okay. Cool. And we're back. Lucenthia says, if you have red, green and pale blue, by that logic, shouldn't these ones be yellow? That is entirely too colourful for this particular miniatures game. So we're just going to go with dark sea blue. But I am going to do the horses in sort of lighter colours. I'm going to do this one in kind of like a weird dappled grey, I almost want to say. Which means I'll have to look up pictures of horses for reference. Ugh. But it'll be worth it once they're all on the table, charging either into the enemy units or panicking and charging off the battlefield and dying. Will says there is one acceptable colour for turnip, and it is brown. Yep. That's why I've based them like I have. Nobody's happy, nobody's well. It's a really cathartic game. Nathan says, what's the Nurgle green colour? Do the horses in that? Oh, I know the one you mean. Oh, God. No, I do want them to look like... Well, I was about to say natural horses, but... don't think I want to bring greens into my army palette, to be honest. Apart from the dark green on the coats of the fodder, but... Can you do a cream horse, says Claire the Bear. I can probably try. A pale horse. His name who rode on him was Horse. Deathguard Green, Jack Wood says. That's the one. That's the name of it. That's the badger. What a delight. This has been a very productive stream, partly because I find Turnip very quick to paint, because I deliberately do it quite slapdash. But, yeah, having a lovely time. That's what we actually might do. I wasn't planning to batch paint these, and I'm still not, but since there are men on the other horses, I might just quickly paint their coats as well. Just to make sure I'm getting the most out of the paint that's on the palette, really. Horse, horse, torso, horse. Horizon Zero horse. Welcome back. No bother. Thunder Cookie says, why is it Horizon Zero horse and not The Last of Horse? You're right, Thunder Cookie. It's now The Last of Horse. Inner Retro Day says, well, I gotta go, but have fun, y'all. Take care, Inner Retro Days. Nice to see you in the chat. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Yeah, The Last of Horse. That's very, very good. I did model this on kind of just weird mushrooms, so that's certainly what it's called now. The Horstivus doesn't work. Rob J says, was the Badonka Donkey the wrong scale for incorporating into your turnip army? Oh, do you mean the was that a centaur for the Chaos Dwarves? I can't really remember. Ooh, I'm going to do some of this in leather, actually. So let's not paint that collar. Jack Wood says, horses shouldn't exist. Yeah, fair enough, Jack. As I understand it, this was something you were talking about on one of your streams recently? That's twitch.tv/thembojack, if anyone was wondering. Oh, Rob J says the one I moulded out of green basing green stuff. You mean Werehorse? Yeah, no, Werehorse is too small. Where's Werehorse? Werehorse! There we go. Regrettably, although not actually that far off, Werehorse is... Oh my god, I could use Werehorse. I'm not going to use Werehorse. But there's Werehorse versus perfectly normal face horse. The Nice Witch says, I like horses, they're doing their best. I agree they're doing their best, but their best isn't nice enough. I just think they're weird, big guys. Just don't like them, really. Sorry about it, horse enjoyers. Maybe when I'm, old and jaded and, the best years of this channel are behind me and the talent's gone and the enthusiasm's gone. When I make my inevitable pivot into just full out YouTube grift, maybe that'll be my thing. It's just making benign statements, or banal statements really, and then just being like, sorry about it, people who feel that way, who like horses. Nick Chinamo Smith says, you mean old and more jaded? Yes, sorry, thank you. Nomad0036 says, saw a video of commenting against the argument of the Warhammer Chaos Gods are actually good. How can people think the Chaos Gods are good? Pig emoji, pig emoji. I like the Chaos Gods. Fuck Sigmar. There you go. Will says, honestly, I think this I hate horses thing needs to stop. Makes you seem arrogant. Come down off your high horse. Just Man Bun actually says, more old and more jaded. I'm sorry. Don't think you are sorry, Man Bun. Otherwise you wouldn't have written it, would you? Although, I mean, there's a lot of grey hair creeping in now. Look at that shit. Look at it. Look at it. Combined with my boyish freckles, or childish freckles, I suppose, it creates a weird picture that is alarming. Horses. That's what we were talking about. Horses. Deflick says that's not much. I don't know. It's coming in pretty fast. Gaz says you'll never get a sponsorship from I Love Horses at this rate. I know. And they've got such a catchy jingle as well. But it's, you know what? Actually, fuck them. Fuck them and the magazine they rode in on. Because they're fucking animal supremacy bullshit. I Love Horses, best of all the animals. Fuck you. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. The nice switch says Benjamin Button over here. I love horses, best of all the animals. No. I love horses, they're my friend. Horses don't give a fuck about you, mate. They want to know if you've got any sugar lumps on you, or if, at best, if you've got, second best rather, if you've got any fucking root vegetables on you. Assholes. What about that horse at the Olympics that was like, you've been doing very well in this event, haven't you? To the German lady, and then was like, what if I do this? And basically robbed her of a gold medal because he just didn't fancy it. You know? I mean, admittedly, that horse then got punched in the face by that woman's trainer. Not cool. Not cool. Like, I don't like horses, but I wouldn't punch one in the face. But that horse didn't give a fuck, you know? That woman had trained for years for that day. And that horse, to that horse, it was Tuesday. Nice Olympics you're having up there. Be a shame if I were to do this. Rubbish. Nick Chinamo Smith says, did not see the horse punch. Right? That's the thing. Horses are sneaky. They'll punch you when no one's looking. Yeah, he punched the horse. It wasn't good. I think he got in trouble for it, though, so. Here we go. Will has said all in caps. What's the biggest animal you could take in an appropriately sized cage match? There's a question. The biggest animal I could take. The biggest animal. No weapons, bare knuckle boxing, says Will. Brandon Meyer says, what goes into a horse punch? Lots of rum? Okay, what's the biggest animal I could take in a fist fight? In a cage. Biggest animal I could take in a fist fight in a cage. The nice which says manatee, which has been my choice before, actually. Will says, I reckon I could take a blue whale. Try supporting your body weight with all that water, you big wet prick. Jack Wood says horse, obviously. Yep. Colin Laster, this is nice. I stopped my car half in the driveway last night to shoo a tiny 1-inch frog out the way so I didn't run over it. I'm the wrong person to ask this question. Lovely, Colin. That's nice. That's a good thing to do. I like finding the odd frog around the place and ferrying it to somewhere safe. I helped a snail across a path the other day. I was walking back from taking the dog out for a wee. I nearly stepped on it. I was like, I literally talked to it. I was like, hey buddy, hello. And I like knocked on its shell, like, come on. I went back in, please. And it went back in, and then I kind of picked it up and then boop, put it down. And it didn't die that evening. It could be dead now. Who knows? Right, anyway, we've based all of the torsos on the mount, which means that I now no longer need that particular paint. I think it's time we start blocking in bits of horse. Mrs. Trueman says, does that count as fast travel? Yeah. Reckon. Yeah. Why not? As far as that one's concerned, yeah. It was practically a drag race. Excuse me, I was finding some music to listen to. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, great. Thanks, everyone. Okie dokie. Nathan says, now I'm imagining a snail drag race and it's quite the sight. Eyeliner everywhere. Very good. I don't know if this is going to work, but fuck it, we're going to try it. This is sort of a ghostly grey colour. I've diluted it too much. That's one thing for certain, isn't it? Make it a pale horse? That's too weird for Turnip. It's not too weird for Turnip, but it's too bright. I think. Oh, I don't know. Let's keep going. Fuck it, why not? This paint isn't really agreeing with the base spray I use, but it's kind of just running off, isn't it? It's annoying. I reckon I could take a capybara in a fist fight. That's the biggest animal I think I could take. And it wouldn't feel fair, because they're quite skittish, massive rodents, really, but I'd rather fight a capybara than a rat. There we go. Yeah, I think this pale horse will work. One sec. One sec. Boo Must Die says, when I was little, I got into it with a goat. I lost. Oh boy, did I lose. Was the goat's name Boo? Does that explain your username? Fascinating. Okay, I'm quite into this ghostly horse now. Now the paint's playing ball. Playing turnip, more like. Cursed little bastards. CookieCat94 says, my brother lost a fight to a pelican. I can see that. They're pretty intense. Paint the horse. Paint the horse. Nathan says, a moose bit my sister once. Fucking hell, I wouldn't take on a moose from a mile away with a sniper rifle. Partly because I don't know how to shoot something a mile away with a sniper rifle, and partly because moose are terrifying. They are so big. I mean, they are classed as megafauna, I'm pretty sure, which explains a thing or two, but fuck! Yeah, they're massive. I've seen videos of them, like, walking down the highway in Canada, and you're like, yeah, fair play, I'd stop my car and let the moose go. Like, fun nature fact, a moose always has right of way. Jesus. Do I like this horse? No, it's a horse, but do I like the colour of this horse? I'm rapidly vacillating between yes and no. So let's keep going. I think once I shade it, it'll probably be a horse. And that's not nothing, you know? Oh no, I'm overpainting onto the poor rider now. Oh well. And fix that later. Also overpainted onto there. Good, good, good. West Chaos says, fun moose fact, the killer whale is the only known predator of adult moose. How the fuck are they doing that? With a sniper rifle from a mile away? That's ridiculous. Fuck off, killer whales. Not even a whale. You're a type of fucking dolphin, mate. How does an orca even use a gun? Oh, moose can swim. Okay, alright, that makes sense. They predate on them as they swim across bays on migrations. Yeah, that'll do it. Moose dive? Jesus. Why? What are they doing? Lorien Leaf Lady says, I missed it. What white paint is this that's going on so smooth and covering so well? It's not actually... It's called Ghost Grey. And it's kind of bluish grey. It's very useful, but yeah. Septimus1026 is on a super chat saying, between the moose and the goose, you better stay clear of Canadian wildlife. Never a truer word spoken. Thank you for shelling out for that public service announcement. Yeah. The animals for which Canada is well known. Not fucking around, no. Watson, good girl. You get comfy. Good dog. Oh dear. I don't like what I've done to this horse. I'm going to fix it by painting over it again with a different colour. Probably, and this is gonna shit some of you up, a brown. Yep, fuck it. Sarah Burke says, hi Johnny, I have doctor's appointments all day so I can't stay, but I really appreciate you and your streams. You're wonderful and your streams are amazing. See you in VOD. Sarah, that's so lovely, thank you. I will see you in VOD. In fact, if you're watching this, I'm seeing you in VOD right now. Hi! I hope your appointments are all okay. Thank you very much for a very, very kind message. Okay. Watch this. We made the horse a greyish white. Now we're making it brown. But, oh, that's quite a nice brown. Oh, great. Okay, there we go. Don't know why everyone's so worried. Yep, that'll do. Davy Jones says, you don't like what you've done to the horse. Do you mean its colour or its whole deal? Its whole deal was written all in caps. No, I love its whole deal. I regret the colour I painted it. I don't regret anything else that's happened to this horse. It's going to be an important unit in my army. Not as important as the 12 pigs, but still pretty significant. At least the cavalry can take mission objectives. The pigs can't. They have no time for your petty missions, your concerns. They care about two things. One, rampaging. Two, acquiring and adding more pigs to the herd, so that the rampaging can be bigger and thus more effective. Wow, it's like they haven't done anything at all to this model. They're just making it brown again. Fuck's sake. I just have, I wanted to paint a horse, realistically. It's a horse. Yep, okay. What I will do, though, what I need to do before I do any more work, they say, on the horse's hide, I'm going to start blocking in this sort of blanket here and this bit of weird saddle nonsense, painting the bit and the bridle and the hat. And then we'll see about making it look more like a horse colour. So you can get too bogged down in one particular detail, you know? So there we go. We've made it a slightly paler shade of brown. Art. So it is. Work of art. Just going to fix what I did to this poor rider's coat. There we go. All right. I tell you what, other animals have no business being that big. Elephant seals. I mean, the clue is in the name. They're big. But my God, they're big. Aberrated has... Aberrated says, it only costs 1p to get into my local aquarium, as long as you are camping or dressed as a dolphin. So, to all intents and purposes, it's free. Thunder Cookie's done a super sticker. It's of our friend the Pear. The pair with arms and legs and a face, and seemingly a vascular system. This pair can blush, which means it must have blood in its veins, and indeed be warm-blooded, which is interesting. Anyway, it's kind of doing an awkward little wiggle. It looks like it needs the toilet, frankly. It's kind of just like screwing its legs around, and then it kind of just goes like hee hee hee, and blushes and sweats all at the same time. Which medically I think is quite alarming, especially considering we're talking about a piece of fruit. But you know what? Actually, the overall effect is quite charming. So thank you very much, Thunder Cookie. That's absolutely delightful of you. Charmed, I'm sure. Right. Question is, what to do the blanket? I was going to do the blanket. Yes, I will do the blanket dark green. Fuck it. Or no. No, it needs to be something else. Heavy red. Heavy red? No. Claire de Bear says leopard seals are a thing. Leopard seals are terrifying. They are deadly. Like, I'm sorry, I'm leaning in because I'm looking for a paint. I'm not leaning in for emphasis because the mic's over here. They are deadly. Getting quieter as I try and emphasize something. What fucking colour do I want to do this? Actually, red is the, yeah, red. That Casual Dragon says there's a really janky aquarium in Seaside, Oregon where you can buy fish and feed the seals. Oh my god. Be just like giving Watson treats at home. Anonymous says of the pair, maybe it's not increased blood flow, but chromatophores, like on an octopus. Well, that's equally, if not more terrifying than the thought that that pair has a vascular system. So, thank you for that, Anonymous. It's more than slightly alarming. Right. Saddlecloth. Saddlecloth. Gonna paint you up, you little fucking bastard. One sec, I need to send a message to someone. Okay. Back to the horses. That's too much paint. Oh well, done it now. Don't know what half of this shit on the saddle's meant to be, so for the time being it's becoming red. I think it's a weird tassel type thing? I don't know. That's meant to be leather in there, so we'll leave that bit brown. Yeah, fuck it, that can go red as well. Fuck it, why not? Great. Lorien Leaf Lady says, oh god, I thought of the shoe bill. It always looks like it's plotting to kill your whole family. I would not take on a shoe bill in a fist fight on principle. Like, That thing's scary as shit. Right. Little red hat on the horse, I think. No, that's too whimsical. I'll put a hat on a horse, but I draw the line at painting it red, it turns out. I'm going to paint that black or leathery brown later. God, I just don't like horses. Which is actually quite a challenging paint job. And oh God, I'm going to do it, aren't I? I'm going to paint the horse for a third time. I'm going to make the horse black. And then I will try and brighten up said horse. This horse can just be like a dark brown. This horse, that I will make pale because I want to make this mushroom like. And this one, that'll also be brown. Alright, this horse is going to be black. Sometimes you just need to paint a horse 3 times to find out what colour you want the horse to be, you know? Okay. Right. You know what they say, 3rd time's the horse. Jack Wood says, I've never enjoyed painting a horse. The AdMech are sensible and have big horrible robo-dogs. Exactly, Jack. There's the first bit of turnip painting I've not loved. And I'll be honest, it's only because of my indecision that I'm not loving it. But a lot of that indecision, lest we forget, is horse-based. It is making it quite easy to then... Okay, alright, well... Big old horse. What's up, you equine motherfucker? Good. Yep, feeling better about this already. And I will go back in on this one and use a second sort of a grey colour really to differentiate the muscles and stuff. Nathaniel Levy says, would it help if we didn't call it a horse? No. A horse by any other name would be as loathsome. Damn it, that was so nearly smooth, wasn't it? Oh well. Hey ho, I tried, and that's the important bit. Now it looks like the horse is wearing socks. Or possibly has chicken legs. What a terrifying idea. Let's get rid of those. Painting a horse's ass. It's kind of primo shit you get on this channel. It's the kind of thing you all turned out for. Black horse. Almost completely black horse. Nathaniel Levy says hybrid of a horse and an ostrich. That's a terrifying concept, isn't it? That thing could run and kick and lay eggs. Yeah, not keen on signing up for that, really. That's so big, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, kind of thing, isn't it? Horse ostrich. No thanks. Horstridge. Just Man actually says, I was planning on taking a nap this evening so I could stay awake till tomorrow evening after sleeping today. But it's now 4 a.m, so... I mean, Just Man actually, you lost me halfway through that, so... your guess is as good as mine. Should you get some sleep? It sounds like maybe you should get some sleep, buddy. Not to do myself out of a viewer here, but... 4 a.m.'s quite early, or late, depending on which side of the equation you're coming at it from. Take care of yourself, either way. Sleep's important. Okay, the horse is now black. I still hate it. But I don't hate it as much. Which is good. I'll layer this up. Eventually. And when it's all shaded, it'll be fine. Oh, shit. Stupid horse belly. I'm a horse. I've got an underside. Smart ass. Emma Benton says, alright friends, I have to head out to talk to my doc about my meds and possible ADHD lol. Have a lovely rest of your day. Enjoy the stream. Take care, Emma. It's been a delight as ever. Even the bit where we argued about the metal tool I was using and we threatened each other with a fist fight in an overpriced family restaurant. I hope you have a lovely day and I hope everything goes very smoothly. Best of luck. Okay, so let's bring in the Eshin Grey. So I think this is going to make me feel happier about the horse. Obviously, happiness and horses, relative terms with me, not tremendous bedfellows. Fucking horses. Anyway, less about my equine prejudices, more about painting. There we go, that's better already, isn't it? It's gonna... Yeah, there we go, okay. Alright, horse. You can stay. You're not a guaranteed unit in my army every time, you know. Sometimes I'm going to take a cannon. And there's the swineherd to think of, actually. Yeah, that's a lot better. Flat? Not so flat. I might even do an extra layer after this by making Eshin Grey a little bit lighter. And you know what that means, don't you, paint fans? Oh, we're definitely the final hour of the stream, aren't we? I've had 1.5 beers and I'm talking to you like this is some sort of NASCAR rally. I assume that's how they talk to people at NASCAR rallies. Nathan says, speaking of Eshin Grey, have you seen the new Bad Hole rats? I'm extremely tempted. It looks a lot like they are revising how they sculpt Skaven. Like, it's a weird thing to bang on about, but their ankles have moved. It's very interesting. And I wonder if they're about to do a big new like model dump for Skaven. I don't know. B Reynolds 376 was the first one to say it. Pale sand time. Pew, 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 pew. Alright. Here she is, everybody. It's Vallejo's Pale Sand. The only paint I've ever bought a second pot of, or bottle of, in anticipation of the first one running out. EA122 says, what does Johnny think about people born in the year of the horse? They're fine. I don't have anything against them. It's just horses themselves, you know? The Nice Witch says, wow, I thought an air horn was going off in my room there. I've absolutely been done by that, haven't I? Alright, let's do this thing. Stupid horse. Painted this. I spent more time painting this horse than anything else today. Bullshit. We're just picking out bits of horse. That's what we're doing. We're picking out details on our horse. So it looks more like a horse. Fucking horse. Not doing this for the other ones. Fuck that. Doesn't even look good. Fucking horse. Looks like a horse, though. By which I mean not good. So that's fine. Oh, but the good news is, with the pale sand, I can paint the trousers on the rider, which is great. Hey, look, here we go. Here's what you all wanted. Meow, 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 meow. Sorry again, the Nice Witch. 4. Okay, yeah, this model's slowly coming together. Great, great, great. Let's do the leather stuff next, because that's most of what's left, actually. West Coast Weaver says, does the horse get trousers? No. God, no. I don't want to have that fucking debate again about how they would wear them. A, the answer is however they want, and B, the answer is horses don't deserve trousers. Fuck them. Wow, I surprised myself with that one, actually. That was maybe a bit too much. I don't know. Cool. Horse. Man on horse. Needs to do some leather work on this now. Nick Chinamo Smith says, been listening more than watching since I'm at work, but is that horse exploding? No, it's covered in plants. It's a turnip horse. Oops, sorry, hang on a minute. Yeah. Anonymous says, how can he have white trousers if he's living in a world of mud and turnips? Well, I'm going to make them dirty. That's what they'll turn out like. They'll just be dirty white trousers, you know? And they're not white, they're cream. Right. Some sort of brown colour. Preferably Rhinoxide. But actually, no, I can't. I now can't get into my paints box without waking the dog and making her uncomfortable. So I'm just going to use this brown. Right, we're also going to change brush, and you know what that means. That's right, we're going back to Beauty Vlogger Cam. So, we're saying goodbye to the Citadel Synthetic base brush, medium base brush. Now we're going to switch to Citadel Synthetic small base brush. Here's what it looks like. Half-assed that one, didn't I? Okay. That's too much paint. Put some of that back in the pot. There's a good person. There we go. All right. Hat, paint. Paint hat brown. Good hat. Right, now we're going to paint these leather straps that are brown. We're going to paint them a slightly different brown. Paint the reins brown. I bless the reins down in Africa, etc., etc. Yeah, not my neatest work, but it'll do. It's identifiably a horse, sort of. Right, this fucker's nearly done, actually. That's the wrong brown. Oh well. Sorry, I've gone quiet, but it's just because I can finally see this coming together, so I'm kind of knuckling down on it. In fact, I'm going to get a little bit more brown up. Make that bit brown again. Yeah, that's better. It's slightly more balanced, isn't it? The nice thing about Turnip is everything's so muddy that you can just hide behind that anytime you want. It's like, not sure what to paint something? Paint it brown. If there's something colourful next to it, it'll look sort of balanced. And if it doesn't, it's a swamp. Who cares? So that's what we've ended up with there. It's weird. It's a very liberating way of painting, even while looking for a very specific technique. Like, I could accidentally oh no, I'm accidentally painting all of the legs on this guy. That's fine. It doesn't matter. In fact, let's do it. Why not? It's deliberate effect now. He's muddy, Susan. There you go. Wham! Stuff your dirt clean trousers. Whatever. Alright, so there's this prick. And I think that's about as much care and attention as I care to give it. We can just move on to a different horse. Oh, the dog moved. The dog moved. I can get at my paints again. Oh, shit. Well, fuck. Oh, that's an idea. Just bear with me, chat. Okay, we're good. Rhinox hide. No, there isn't a bear with me, you fucking pedants. I'm saying, just hold on for a second. I look away for one moment, honestly. Right. Brown paint. Do. It's going on a horse. Neko the Kitty says, just be glad no one found matches. Fair, yeah. This horse was originally part of the wagon team that was pulling the carriage that I turned into the horrible root shrine. Bit of absolutely pointless trivia for you there. The carriage itself is actually meant to be Napoleon's carriage, which is why I have a tiny Napoleon figure as well. And you know what? It's a really good thing that I bought it for a game that's meant to be all ragged and tumble down and decrepit, because I could not put that thing together neatly to save my life. It was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare to put together. So, to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad that the pressure's off to paint it. It doesn't have to be part of my army ever. I've got my pigs now. That's the centerpiece. Once I'm done with these cavalry, actually, then the cannon. Never mind, I was going to say once I'm done with the cavalry, my army's done. Nearly done. Just need to put the cannon together and then that's it. I've got a full roster and I can swap bits in and out as I want. It's all very exciting. So we've got half an hour left on the stream, so I reckon I can get this cavalry model done. Oh, you know what? We've got a good shot at getting torso horse done too. We'll see. We'll see how we end up. Nathan says, "How big are turnip armies?" So, let's start at the top and work down. As I said before, you've got snobs. Snobs are either toffs or toadies. You can take one toff, and then you can take more toadies. A standard match of Turnip28 is a 3-snob game. So you take 1 toff and you take 2 toadies. Now, each toady can take 1 unit with it. A toff can take 2 units. So, in a standard 3-snob game of turnip, you have 4 units and 3 standalone hero models. Now, your units, they're called units of followers. Your units of followers can be 4 models big, 6 models big, or 12 models big. So you could have a 39 model army if you took... Is that right? 12, 24... No, 12, 24, 36, 48... You can have a 51 model army. 1 second. The Nice Witch says, all right, babes, I need to go. Take care, Skellies. I hope you all smash the week. Take care, babes. I hope you have a really lovely evening, Nice Witch. I will catch you soon. Twitch.tv/VE Nice Witch. So that's THEE Nice Witch. If you fancy tuning in to what Sarah is doing on the internet as and when she is doing it. But yeah, take care. Lots of love. So, a turnip army, if you took 4 units of 12 and then 3 snobs would be, quite big. But you can take smaller ones. So, the list I currently want to run is 12 fodder with melee weapons. So that's 12 models. And then 6 gunners, 6... swordsman, so that's 24 models. That's 3 units. And then either the cavalry, which is 4 models, the cannon, which is 1 model basically, or the swineherd, which is another 12 models. So it depends on what you build, but the armies aren't massive, especially when you can just smash them out like this. You don't have to put loads of care and attention into them. So yeah, it's not massive, especially since if you buy Perry miniatures, the miniatures are so cheap, and you can kit bash so many of them. So yeah, it's good fun. Silver Sword EN says, gotta go as well, love to you all. You have my birthday permission to go have cake. Why, thank you, and happy birthday, Silver Sword EN. I hope you've had a lovely time and continue to do so. Right. Marissa J says, I must also take my leave. Thanks as always, LSPs and Johnny. Take care, Marissa. I hope, I hope you have a lovely evening. Okay, so that's where we've got to. With this one, leather's going to be along those straps and also around here. I green stuffed this head together, and I don't like it especially, so I'm going to slather it in mud when it comes to it. But, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the ghost grey out again. Because I kind of want this thing here to feel weird and spectral, but also quite eye-catching. So I am actually going to paint it very brightly. I've watered that paint. Get on smoother. There we go. Okay. Will says, my finished Neeps army will be 27 minis / 7 bases. Nice. Yeah, it's a good size. Yeah, so when I first decided to play and I wanted to do a root shrine, I was going to take all of my units as 12s, as fodder, and so I made loads and loads of infantry. So I've actually got spare models now. I've decided to claw it back a little bit, but it wasn't a hardship to make an army that big. It is good. Yeah. Will says, my finished Neeps army will be 27 minis / 7 bases, and it will have cost me about £35. It's a cheap old game. The rules are I think they're free, or they might be behind the creator Max's Patreon, but the Patreon is, I think, £1 a month. and it's well worth it. Just for like a fucking great game, basically. And just, yeah, some interesting posts. Yeah, I'm into this horse. I mean, like, well, rephrase that. Yes, I am pleased with the way the paint job on this horse is going. There we go, that's better. I think it's fairly well established that I'm not into horses at all. Sewer says, is Turnip28 a friend of yours, Johnny? No, the creator Max is very cool, but I do not actually know him. I'm just an admirer of his work, and I like the game a lot. So if it seems like I'm shilling for it, I am, but it's of my own volition, basically. Here we go. Little draped horse head there. West Coast Weaver says, methinks the streamer doth protest too much. Wow, it feels like I put that album on 2 minutes ago. But I guess I didn't, because it's over. Let's have this one. Cool. Shaw's the Great and Powerful says, so will Johnny be starring in a stage production of Equus in a theatre near us soon? I'm in no great rush to get my penis out on stage, to be honest, which, as I understand it, is what happens in that show, if you are playing that particular role. Because I remember people went wild when Daniel Radcliffe went on stage and got his dick out. As part of a play, I hasten to add, he didn't just get on stage and get his dick out. But yeah, that was a whole big thing for someone that had literally grown up in the public eye, but there you go. Gaz says, you could play the horse. I'd insert loads of stupid lines for myself, being like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking horse. Will says, and when I did it, I had to leave the Hammersmith Apollo. A double standard. Oh, Mrs. Treeman says, during this stream, I've almost finished another commission. Thank you for the inspiration and motivation. I'm very happy to help. That Casual Dragon says, people do actually play the horses. They don't have lines, though. I would. If I were playing the horse, I'd have lines. Be my greatest and only performance in that role. Yeah, those of you who are still crafting along, how's it all going? We should do another Stubborn Project stream soon, actually. Because, I'll be honest, I've massively stalled on the Chaos Dwarves I started ages ago. And they ain't going to paint themselves. I've asked them, and they refuse to even answer me, which I think is rude. But, you know, whatevs. Neck of the Kitty says, fun fact, I'm watching while I work at a law firm and my co-workers want to know why I'm snickering. Do not tell them. This has to be our little secret. For the sake of your reputation in that office, say nothing. And if you can't say nothing, make up a lie. Like you're thinking about something horrible. Nathan says, still slapping goop around Nun's feet. Hey, it's... what you do in your own time is entirely up to you, Nathan. I need to keep painting the nuns I started last week, actually. But I haven't finished painting my drones for the Tau Kill team. Lucy Mama says, imagine if they did paint themselves, though. It would be quite alarming, but also I wouldn't be against it, because it would save me quite a lot of time. Will says, just lie and say you're watching porn, it's less embarrassing. Agreed. They'll think more of you. Oh, that's some untidy brushwork. Delightful. Yep. It'll do! I think what I might do... Okay, yeah, I've got an idea. Alright, it's cool. It's cool. Everyone chill out. Woo, be cool, everybody. Come on, it's alright. Just to change up the colour a little bit, I'm going to use this brown on these here boots. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, for the head on this guy, paint it metal, like it's a big stupid knight's helm. And then I'm going to paint these sort of little tendrily bits cream, as if they're roots. And then I'm going to shade the shit out of it. And then, to be honest with you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a lot of mud onto this helmet because I don't like the head I sculpted anymore. I'm going to shade this at the same time. I'm actually quite pleased with how this came out. Almost looks too realistic to be turnip, but I'm sure I can do something about that. Septimus1026 says, does powder coating count as painting along? Yeah. Who am I to police what you're doing? Nataget says, just back from some late night shopping for dinner. Big surprise, I came back with pork. Oh no. I'm sorry, 12 pigs. Fenris Aconite says, hello LSPs and Johnny. Hello! How are you doing? It was extremely cursed earlier, but it seems to have calmed down a little bit, if you're wondering how the stream's been going. At least that's my read on it. Others may feel differently. Actually, I suppose the last few minutes was pretty weird. Yeah, slapping loads of mud on this this stupid thing I sculpted is going to feel great. Cover your mistakes with forbidden Nutella. Nathan says, now I'm considering a turnip army of grotty Catholics. Thanks a lot, Johnny. Sorry! Ham meat 3. Turn it round the back of Warhammer World. By the bins. We'll use them as terrain. It'd be great. Helmet! I can't wait to slap mud on these because they're looking a bit too clean. Will says, turnip down by the bins. See? Will gets it. Fenris Aconite says, I'm afraid to ask why the horse's head is covered. Welcome to Turnip28, the game where your average soldier looks like this. Or perhaps they look like this. Or could it be possible that they look like this? I hope that answers your question. Right, let's get the pale sand out again. Right. Oh dear, what, Watson? Sorry, I do that occasionally, forgetting that you can't hear the music I'm listening to. It just sounds like I'm making weird random noises. Okay. Yes, you root-headed motherfucker. Ooh, just Manbun actually says, I've got to go to a religious retreat in a couple of hours where we're not allowed phones or similar technology. Also, I'm vegan and we're not allowed to bring our own food. Wish me luck. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Genuinely good luck. Good luck with that. I hope it's not fucking awful. So it sounds like it is. Get the fuck out of there if you need to, basically. I hope the eggs you want to be. But as DeShareZone wisely said once, if it sucks, hit the bricks. Real winners quit. We've got some sort of rooty bits now going on here, which is fun or distressing, depending on your take on things. Oh, there's another one there. We're going to leave the ones that form this weird cross piece on the helmet, are we? Are we now? Let's see what happens if I do paint them. I don't like it. This one we can paint, the others we'll leave. Great, and we can shade this now. Oh god, that other brown barely shows up at all. I'm going to redo the straps. That's the wrong brown. Doesn't have to be neat, it just has to be paint. Yasmin Mori says, not sure if I should say I just finished my coursework or gave up on it. Well, Yasmin, did you... Well, that sounded way more parental or teacherly than I wanted. Well, Yasmin, have you reached the end of it? Like, is it like... Have you hit the word count? Have you hit sort of the end, as it were? Or in conclusion? Or have you literally just stopped? Because if it's, if it's complete, give yourself some fucking time. And if you want to go back and improve on it later, depending on your timing, maybe you can do that. But don't beat yourself up if... Oh, Yasmin says, it's completed. Right, then you know what? Don't beat yourself up. If you feel all right about turning it in, turn it in. If you think it's actually real shit and you reckon you can make improvements to it and you have the stamina to do it, make those improvements. But, once it's turned in, make peace with it. It's what you've turned in. You've got it done and you should be pleased with that. So, yeah. Right, there's this guy. And this guy. Oh shit, we've only got 9 minutes left. Right, I'm going to shade the two of these. And then I'll finish these two other horses off stream, to be honest. Right. Let's shade horses. Where did I put my brushes? Ah, underneath my paint box, it looks like. Why? Oh no, down there. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Good. Sorry for accidentally roaring into the mic then. So, hi babes, it's another brush change. We're going back to our really fucked up shade brush, which obviously is my favourite. It's been my best friend since I started painting back in 2017. And we're going to use it some more now, okay. The Jolie Fish has done a super chat saying, "Hey Johnny, finally got to paint along today. Finished up a Dark Souls Bell Gargoyle. Love these streams. Now back to law school finals. Take care." Thank you very much for a lovely super chat. And for painting along as well. Like, it really... It sounds silly because I can't really see what everyone's doing, but it makes me feel really happy when other people are hobbying along and we're kind of all getting stuff done together. But also, law school finals sound intense. So, best of luck with those. I hope they're going well, and that the stress isn't too much. And yeah, just generally speaking, good luck. Thank you for being here, and I hope the Bell Gargoyle came out brilliantly. I hope its tail doesn't snap off, eh? Oi! Because of... I mean, actually, it's quite a good weapon, so, but you get the joke. You're literally doing your law school finals. You're a smart person. You get it. It's fine. Yeah. I hope it doesn't snap off. Ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. You know. Good. Well, that went well. Shade the horse. Shade that fucking horse. Horse. And, wait for it, horse. I might not shade this head on the horse. Kind of want it to just be... I might pin wash it, maybe. I'm going to shade the rest of the horse, and we'll see. Natto gets his... And yeah, the nuns. Couldn't be there for the whole nun painting. Did it go well? Yeah, it went quite well. I ended the stream early, actually, because I was a bit worn out. But yeah, the colour scheme works, and I think I like it. I'm going to keep doing it. It was a fun challenge, and I think it went okay. So I got what I wanted out of it, basically. Is it going to be too weird having that? Yes, it is. Let's shade it and see what happens. Yes! Ha! Oh, I fucking love Turnip28. Look at this. This horrible thing. Yes, yes, yes. Shade everything. Yeah. Horrible, 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 horrible. Very pleased with this. Fenris Aconite says that horse's veil just hits me different. Like, sure, this army is full of horrible turnip mutants, but we don't even want to look at what's going on with the horse. It's my favourite thing that I've managed to sculpt out of green stuff ever. Oops. Yeah, it's just like... It's just a bit weird and quite ragged at the end here. Like, yeah, I'm big pleased. Big pleased. Big pleased? What does that even mean? I'm big pleased with that, actually. Big pleased. And here's the other one. And lest we forget, I've painted 12 lovely pigs who look a little bit like this. And I think with that, I'm going to call it a day on this live stream. It feels like we got shitloads done, and we also said a lot of cursed stuff, which I feel like is not necessarily going to grow my audience, but is definitely locking the existing audience further in, because they're too far in now. They know too much and they can't possibly escape. So that's good. Anyway, I've had a lovely time. I hope you've had a lovely time. And if you are one of the myriad people who are having a bit of a stressful time right now with deadlines or coming exams or whatever you've got in the offing, good luck. Like, stay chill. Be kind to yourself, but also kick your own ass as and when you need to. I hope I hope it all goes well, but if it doesn't, that's okay. Like, you've got value whether or not you smash this thing out of the park. So yeah. Will says, I've had a lovely time. I am big pleased. I'm big pleased that you're big pleased, you know? We're all big pleased, and that's what really matters in here. So, yes, I've been Johnny Chiodini. I have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Johnny Chiodini. There's a link in the description of this stream. If you back me on Patreon, not only does it mean I can keep doing this for a living, which is bizarre, but you can get access to sort of early episodes of Press Any Chiodini and some other treats in my Patreon feed, and most importantly, at whatever level you join, you get access to Johnny Chio Discord, which is a genuinely lovely community of lovely skeleton pals. And yeah, it's just an all-round fun time. But if you're stuck with things to watch, you can always just check out... Whoa, no yawning! There's more things on the channel for you to watch. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope you smash the dick off this week, actually. So yeah, take care of yourselves, be good to each other, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.